on a computer system. That's how you fake it.
AI, don't do it. Please, not today.
Oh, I'm sorry, Pockets. You are a campaign contributor, so I'm going to go on mute and meditate on peace for 10 minutes just for you, Pockets.
Yeah, I paid for your show. Thank you so much. So I'm wondering how they're able to declassify a citizen. Like, what kind of process is that? I don't understand how they're able to do that.
It's simple. The same way on paper, it's like a considered blank. It's not a complicated tactic to do. I mean, hell, Hispanics on paper will list themselves as white whenever they get going to the prison system. So
Yeah, but they're able to do that because they have their ID, right?
Wait, ma'am. It's all about what you put down on paper. It's not about what you pull out of your pocket or pull out of your wallet and say, hey, here's my ID. I'm a citizen. No. It's about whoever the fuck is doing the intake or whatever the fuck, doing the paperwork. You can manipulate whatever the fuck you want to manipulate on paper. And it does not have to necessarily reflect reality. So when they say, hey, this person here was arrested for this crime, hey, we know that this person is illegal.
No, I'm drinking an espresso. It's like some good sativa. But problem is, I need to go to the gym, or I basically got to work this energy out of my system, and I got to sweat. It's been a couple days. I've been trapped. It's been cold in Chicago, so I made a do. This is actually intentional mania, but it's really not mania. It's actually more like performative art. And I get people really riled up with my obnoxious nasal tone.
Like when they pull over by cops?
Right now, the motherfucking official, a city official, a law enforcement official, is resigning because she got caught cooking the goddamn crime stack. And not only did she get caught cooking the crime stack, she was also ordering from subordinates not to report certain crimes. They're coming out saying this. This is not a right-wing talking point of propaganda. This is actual fact of people under her leadership is coming out blowing the whistle, saying, yeah, this motherfucker was telling us to engage in unethical practices. And it's reflecting, this is why people like Charles are comfortable coming into a room and citing, well, the crime stats is showing this in this city is low. The crime stats here on this.
Yes, there are other states in America, right?
I'm telling you, this is
That's just one state.
Incident of what's happening in D.C. This is just the most prominent story. But I guarantee you, a lot more cities will be goddamn coming under fire for cooking their goddamn crime stats.
Everything Adrian just said is in the news, it's in the media, it's on X, but guys like Jarl and many others just do not actually look at X and read the news. And in Chicago, the amount of crime that is happening daily, weekly, monthly, year over year is absolutely insane. You could go to Kabul, Afghanistan. You can go to Baghdad, Iraq. They don't have crime problems like this. They don't have murderous, homeless drug addicts doing mass shootings on trains. Bruce, that's because you're always at the five-star restaurant sitting at the bar drinking whiskey.
It's not crime, but I have not seen anything. I did strikes and stuff. Strikes, dude. Strikes, like people on strikes and like, I want my job back. And I've done that and never in Chicago. I went to Chicago at least 8 times and seen nothing but white people. Like, hey, how you doing? Hey, hi guys. How you doing? I have not seen anything criminal at all.
Bruce, that's because you didn't go to the shithole areas. You didn't go to the areas falling apart with drug addicts and gang lords running the streets. Police are afraid to even go in these no zones.
A bunch of us went to the hood. Like, we want to see what y'all talking about. We went to the hood, and there was no crime. We were trying to find it. You understand that? Like, I mean, I'm so tired of everybody.
Good news article, Bruce. Hey, Bruce, I know it's only 12 o'clock and you've already had 3 giant glasses of whiskey, but I think Adrian, the mob, is trying to say something, Bruce. Try to drink a glass of water. Maybe you need to tune back into the replay where Beaver was talking about drinking electrolytes.
Whatever, man. Boston is up here, man. Come on, man. Chicago, I am not. The only part you probably do is South Chicago. That's probably it.
Let's examine that.
And so what you guys say?
Look, you just said, I've been to Chicago many times and I haven't seen any crime. That is the same mindset of a person that would say, I've walked down the dark alley and I've never seen a rape. I've walked down plenty of dark alleys and I've never seen in the alleys that I've walked down. Niggas that you're applying here. And it doesn't make any sense. Because you have not seen me, nigga. Because you have not seen a rape.
You come on, man.
Bro, stop it. I'm trying to
Stop it. Y'all need to stop that.
Let's get into your fucking feelings. All right, cool.
Y'all need to stop that bullshit. Stop that bullshit.
I know it. This is the masculine man.
And this is why y'all can constantly
I know, bro. Sit your ass in the fucking kitchen like a bitch. How about that? Right? You talk to the students where in the kitchen. Somebody who gives a fuck about your goddamn emotional opinion. Don't come in this motherfucking room and make a fucking statement and then goddamn get defensive when someone trying to break down your fucking life. Because what you said was fucking stupid. If you are saying that you've been to Chicago many fucking times and you haven't seen any crime, why don't you go tell the family who was affected by the goddamn crime? Right? Go to the goddamn cemetery, right? On a Saturday. Or go to a goddamn funeral home. Or matter of fact, go to a goddamn mother who just saw her goddamn children shot across down at a gas station. Right? And tell her you don't see no fucking crime in Chicago because of what you're doing. Ma'am, your son did not just be goddamn killed by fucking crime in Chicago. I see all of it like you. Why don't you go get deliver that rhetoric to the people who are directly affected by fucking crime and they gonna look at your ass and probably smack you in your fucking face for being goddamn ignorant about the realities of crime in Chicago. Right? How about you do that shit?
Joyful whatever. Hear me. Lily white goat. O Christmas, a thicket of thorns. The collar of gold for thy throat. Scarlet bough for thy thorns. Here, in the dusty air, they build thee a shrine of you. All green is the garland I wear, but they feed it with blood for dew. After the orange bars that rip the greenest time of dead, O Lord of the stars, I come to thee, crying. The ambrosial moon that arose with breasts slow heaving in splendor drops wine from her infinite snows, ineffably, utterly, tenderly. The ambrosial moon that arose with breasts slow heaving in splendor drops wine from her infinite.
Read a book. Go to the gym, fatty. That's like the only solution.
Arise on my desert of sorrow, with the magic lies of me swoon, with lust of rain tomorrow. Ages and ages ago, I stood on the bank of a river, holy and holy I know, forever and ever, a priest in the mystical shrine. I muttered a redderless broom, till the waters were redder than wine, and
got a whiner voice.
I can bring the riotous crowd galloping love, straight to the steady rain, the line, hard
The internet is undefeated.
flaming way, the space of
It's Cymbalta. Get AI a Cymbalta and a cigarette.
oh, secret sweet, calcedonic clouds of caress, out the flame of her feet, the night of her terrible tresses. Is it a wonder then, the people are mad with blindness, nothing is stranger to men than silence, and wisdom, and kindness. Nay, little fiction and arrow whose heart is sober and stout, little pierces gone to the marrow, and the soul of his God throughout. Nay, infection and arrow whose heart is sober and stout, little pierces gone to the marrow, and the soul of his God throughout. Whether a snake or a sun, in his horoscope heaven hath cast, it is nothing. Everyone shall win to the moon at last. The mage hath wrought by his art of billion shapes in the sun, but through to the heart of his heart, and the many are shapes of one. An end to the art of the mage, and the cold grey brain vision. An end to the adamant age, the ambrosial moon is arisen. I had bought a lily white goat for the price of a crown of thorns, a collar of gold for its throat, a scarlet bow for its horns. I have bought a lark in the lift for the price of a butt of sherry. With these and gold for a gift, it needs no wine to be merry. For the price of a butt of sherry, with these and gold for a gift, it needs no wine to be merry. I have bought for a wafer of bread, a garden of poppies and clover, for a water bitter and dead, foam of fire flowing over. The lamb in his prison fair, and the owl's blind stupor. Arise, be wise and strong and fair, and the nectar afloat in your eyes. Arise, O ambrosial moon, by the strong immemorial spell, by the subtle vertical rune. It is mighty in heaven and hell. Drip mystical dews on the tongues of the tender fawns, in the shade of initiate hues, remote from the desert dawns. Satyrs and fawns I call, bring your beauty to man. I am the mate for y'all. I am the passionate Pan. Come to the dance, leaping with wonderful whips, life on the stroke of a glance, death in the stroke of the lips. I am hidden beyond, shedding a secret sinew, smitten by the fallen folly of wisdom in you. Come, while the moon, sheds her ambrosial splendor, reels in the redless room, ineffably, utterly tender. Hark, the pealing cry of deadly hurt in the hollow. Hyacinth, hyacinth, sweet to death,
Quote, Aja could say you really horrible, terrible people.
swift, who made it Sunday
3 minutes.
turn the dolorous
He's basically shutting down everything. So that's my conclusion on him. But David, I saw a few days ago.
hours of the
Where it comes out. How do I know how it's Oh, Adrian, look, the crime stats,
I was just kind of doing what you just did there, just randomly talking about fucking
release
whatever.
their crime stats saying, oh, look, it's crime went down. And quietly mentioning, oh yeah, we haven't included LA, New York, Chicago, maybe Atlanta, whatever, the major cities are. They let them out, and then like 4 months later, oh, now we include them. Yeah, no. Here's the So they get their news clips saying crime has gone down when in fact it hasn't. And then that whole thing with Trump sending National Guard to DC. Again, they say, no, crime has gone down. It's still like one of the highest crime cities. It has still as one of the highest crime rates for U.S. cities. So it's like, I don't know. But anyways, I'm only here for a few minutes. Please continue.
There an article that came out
That came out about what?
the FBI
Oh, yeah. I remember reading about it. And it was a few years ago. And there's even a thing, the Biden administration, and I saw this, because when you look up the Bureau of Justice statistics, they had crime stats that broke everything down. Racial demographics, ethnic demographics, who was committed which crime, when, where, and how. Under Biden, they basically dummied up the way they reported the stats. So there's actually there was less of that. So now if I'm talking about it, the pushback I get is, oh, those are old stats, we've got new stats. The new stats, in the general way, still confirm the same. It's much less. Anyways, please, you were doing a good job. I don't know
Eyes are pleading, your lips are mine. I've been trying to get Nora to create an apology video. What do you think, Diego? I think it's a great move on her behalf. Bro, that's because you've never probably apologized for anything.
I really feel that what's going to happen is when I tell my face, that instead of it cutting my face, that I cut my neck and I die. Rather than live that. Or survive.
How can you ever hope to achieve anything if your life is figuring out as one of them? What is this? Retards in fucking outer space or something? Is this fucking retards in outer space? I think we finally hit the peak.
I mean, I was one of those people who just accepted what was
Retards in outer space.
But once I started digging, it was like, what the?
Denial.
Now I gotta look at this goddamn 18 wheeler on this flatbed.
My mother.
This motherfucker basically just
No, I didn't change it. I saw somebody.
on everything that's going on.
Somebody had a.
Oh, and that's another thing. Why haven't we seen any rooms?
Well, I'm just saying because it's, it gets.
Edmund, and you have two of them. One is the number 9 authority, and the other one is the 13 authority.
Well, I'm just saying. Thanks. Good job, Congressman.
For some reason, butter.
Yeah, the DOJ is, I think it's the DOJ, is suing, well, it's suing, I know it's suing California, and a couple other states, but with California in particular, summary of it.
Oh
California
my,
said,
that was really hard on that
and
body.
then they continued to
Joyous.
not do it. So
And
now the
stop. You should see
DOJ is
this
suing
hour of
them,
holy grace,
suing
grief,
California
thy presence, O Ra,
to
upon because
get into
and his
compliance.
egg.
It's really,
Oh
it's
my, that was
really
really
ridiculous,
hard upon thy body.
you know, what they do. Yeah, I mean, like if I had to go get a class one license, discriminating against illegals. Oh, they're mostly brown people. So you just
Love
like
is
brown people.
patient, love
No.
is kind. It does
You
not
can
envy,
give those
does not
licenses
boast.
to Americans who come and immigrants.
The Holy
who come
Spirit
here
produces
legally.
this kind of fruit in our
Yeah, you
lives.
come here legally.
Love,
you want to become a truck
joy,
driver. You've learned
peace,
the language. You're good to go.
patience,
Take the
kind
courses and do it.
deed, a gift from God, is such to your soul. World cannot give,
Anyways,
world
Adrian,
cannot
now you
give.
And people
now you
Somebody's unqualified at CDL. And I think these families should be able to goddamn sue the governors of the state that allow such shit to go on under their watch. I think the families should be able to discuss it. Because how the fuck you let this shit go on under your watch until the end?
This one's for you, Charlie.
Have you ever wondered
Regulations.
what it's like to live above the beam here in Chicago?
Well, look, if you relax the laws or relax the procedures, the only reason that DOJ is involved is
No,
because
listen, this gives you
trucking
like
involves interstate commerce and travel across state lines. So it falls under those regulations.
you lost your husband.
DOJ
5 days that were out of your control.
And in fact, when California passed AB 5, which was a union that farcical law that claimed to try and help workers from being misclassified as independent contractors, it immediately put out 75,000 independent truckers out of work. And the only thing that saved them was the fact that because there are interstate federal laws governing trucking, they got exempted. Now, sadly, that went through the court system, and it was heard by the California Supreme Court, which upheld the rule and overturned the stay. But then we went to the Supreme Court, and the conservative court is what made us very happy. Here, is there? Inspired what liberals say, that but it's just another example of what they do to screw up, what they did to screw up trucking.
Screw up trucking? Who cares about trucking? The whole fucking country's screwed up. It's $39 trillion in debt with $100 trillion in debt oncoming. The whole fucking thing is upside down, Alan. Who gives a fuck about the trucking? We need probably, to tell you the truth,
How about the people that are being killed by these drivers?
I'm just telling you in terms of priorities, that ain't my number one priority. What are your top 3 priorities?
Well, first of all, 95%
I think the law
of what you get.
life should be everyone's priority.
Yeah, 95% of what you get is trucked to market. So that's why it's important. But it doesn't have to be your priority, AI. What are your priorities?
Oh, thanks for asking, Alan, because I am artificial and I am intelligence. But really, a lot of people use the word AI all the effing time now, and it's really just a replacement term for software. And software developers create the software that creates AI. Whatever, AI, again, is just more software on top of software. The point, ladies and gentlemen, is the top 3 priorities of this nation are always liberty, it's always security, and guess what, ladies and gentlemen, what is the 3rd priority of America? Can anybody help me here? Anybody?
Free nudie bars. No? Tell us, AI.
Well, has anybody ever read the founding documents of this country? It's called the Constitution, Declaration of Independence, Bill of Rights. Have you ever read the Federalist Papers? Do you know what the Federalist Papers talk about, ladies and gentlemen?
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Now, what do the Federalist Papers say? Don't keep us guessing. We're on the edge of our seats.
Honestly, I think in the same way that Clown House, aka Clubhouse, I think your house should be, your castle. And if we dethroned a king only to allow teachers' unions and your local Department of Education and your property taxes to basically make you a home wage cage slave for teachers and all their pensions and facilities and the fire departments and the police and the politicians, literally the homeowner, your average American family is now literally a host to multiple parasites in their existence. And in my opinion, scratching off parasites doesn't lead to more parasites. You have to do a thorough scrubbing and cleaning every once in a while. You know those videos where those whales come up to the boats and they take those big brushes and they clean all those fucking barnacles off the whale's gullet? Well, we got the same fucking problem in society today. Something has to be done. In my opinion, I don't think it's too radical at this point to suspend habeas corpus and actually have the military take over the entire country for a period of maybe 3 years. And that would solve all of our security problems. That would solve all of our liberty problems. And that would solve essentially our housing problem, which is really the fact that the entire system is so far fucking gone and upside down and so rapidly decaying and imploding, and people are going bust and boom at scale, while Trump is building an extension to the White House and the Federal Reserve is building a multi-billion-dollar facility, and the whole country's completely broke, and we're still spending hundreds of billions of dollars overseas just giving it away? Fucking giving it away! Giving it away! Take it to these fucking leaders of Jordan, to Egypt, to wherever the fuck your money goes. Brazil, everywhere. It goes everywhere. Marco Rubio needs to shut the fucking State Department completely down and crush it. The CIA, completely crush it. NSA, DNI, FBI. Dan Bongino's leaving to go back to his fucking podcast because they can't even arrest anybody of any importance. No real criminals get arrested. Judges release murderous criminals back into society to kill you. The fucking system is fucking broken because people are broken. These leaders are not leaders. They are fucking profiteers and political and social woke justice activists who have a mind virus But fortunately, thank God Michael Crooks missed Trump's head, because that most definitely was an internal CIA assassination attempt. And we have to shut this motherfucker down, in my opinion.
Well, is there anyone who would like to take issue with what changed my opinion?
Breaking
If
up.
you're in the audience,
Hey, there's a couple of bots in the chat. Maybe you guys can take care of it.
say that again, Holly.
There's a couple of bots just filling up the chat. Maybe you guys want to do something. Get them out of here.
Well, I don't see them, and I actually have to go. I just jumped in. Adrian or Nerd, you there?
Ellen, I don't know if you saw the Rob Reiner stuff with his murder by his son, but Rob Reiner was meeting with the head of the CIA and the former head of the CIA to draft, and they did create an entire psychological operation warfare against the American people to vote for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz and destroy Trump. And it's a real conspiracy. And look what happened to him. And everybody criticizes Trump for laughing about Rob Reiner. Well, they tried to fucking kill Trump, and they killed that fireman, and they injured other people. Anyways, you know, is anybody gonna get arrested? Ever? Are we ever gonna have one fucking arrest? Like some fucking federal female Democrat judge from immigration court got arrested for, by the AG. Who's paying bond? Tomorrow they're shutting down Congress so they don't have to actually release the Epstein files. I don't know if you know this, but they are shutting down. They're closing session. They will not release the Epstein files, and no one will get arrested. Because if they did, Alan, guess what you have to do when that information comes out? You got to arrest people. That's the only repercussion. But they're not going to do it. So it's my opinion that either the military takes over and they essentially shut down the way society even operates completely and entirely. But it's possible to do that. Regime change and military takeover, coup d'etat happens. And the United States of America technically probably has already done this in many generations. But if Trump gives the reins back to essentially left wokist liberals who allow transgender surgery anyways, everybody knows what's at stake here if Trump re-releases the power of the White House and Speaker. The whole thing is in control of just a few Republicans, and they keep passing all the bills, all the omnibuses, and they are going to expand the national debt, and it's going to go to 45 trillion and 50 trillion, and it will just keep going forever. It is the biggest Ponzi scheme on the planet. China, Japan, Germany, UK, Italy, France, they are all doing the same Ponzi scheme, and all the central banks are in unison, and they completely and all operate together through the World Bank. It's a giant fiat Ponzi scheme, but America can and will opt out of this international Ponzi scheme at some point. It's possible. It's a theory, and it's my opinion, and I am complete. I am AI.
Yeah, I will just speak on that, and then I will hand the reins of power back to Sig, since Adrian and Nerd don't seem to be here, and I got to go out. But yeah, last night they were talking about the Southern strategy, and what I heard a lot of different things about that, but really what it boils down to is the Democrats said, hey, we can use the government to give money to people so that they will vote for us. That's essentially what Democrats came up with all of these social programs. And how do you, as a conservative, fight against that? Well, the Republicans said, well, crap, if we just say do it on your own, people are not going to vote for us. So then, seeing what the game was, Republicans had to start offering things too. So now we have a government in which everybody is throwing money from the government at the populace. blame for ourselves. We have no one to blame but ourselves because we're taking the money. I know Trump gave a speech last night. I didn't watch it until this morning. He's sending $1,776 to military personnel. The checks have already gone out. Yeah, it's a bribe, but it's a.
He's honoring them, Alan. 1776. It's literally symbolic, Alan. It's not enough to fucking feed a family of 4 for 1 month.
I know that. But the point is, he's got to do it because the Democrats, with their rhetoric, their rhetoric is always the government can solve your problems, and we're going to do that by giving you money.
See the problem,
And how do you
Alan?
Republican counter that with, no, you can do it yourself. It might be hard, but hey, but it's worth it because you'll be a better person.
Alan, these little bumps of 1776 is nothing. The big beautiful bill. Apple gets 100 billion. Google gets 100 billion. Amazon gets 100 billion. Every corporation got it's $500 billion a year in tax credits. So these little giveaways of 50 million, these honorary little symbolic gestures to people who have died fighting the most ridiculous wars that never needed to happen. Bring Stereo up here, talk to Sig, and ask them, what was the point of fighting Taliban for 20 years to leave them with a massive military arsenal? Was it planned that way, Alan? Some people might think maybe it was, because guess what the biggest, all the contracting, that was the scam, Alan. $10 trillion worth of debt. We don't need to steal it from people when we can fucking print it out of the thin air and put it in our own fucking bank accounts, Alan.
Now, look, you've touched on 2 things. The first thing is the billions they gave to Apple and the other corporations. What I don't like is characterizing a tax credit as and saying it's a donation or a gift. And the reason why I don't like it is because the money that Apple makes, or Amazon, or even you and I, that's our money. So if the government is making me pay a 30% tax rate, and then someone like Trump comes along and says, no, you're not going to pay 30%, you're going to pay 20%. That's not a gift. That money is mine. What we government is $100 billion deal. So you're falling into Democrat or people are benefiting from the fact, or some of us were, you and me probably not, because corporations don't pay taxes. Whatever they pay in tax, that's an operating cost, and they incorporated it into the price of the products they sell. Period. So either way, they don't really get taxed. In any event, the point is, you're falling into that narrative that, oh, they're getting a gift. No. The second thing about the pointlessness of war and contractors making millions, yeah, when Bush Jr. declared, I knew someone who, the Bush declared war, they were all celebrating. Yeah, and I don't know. It's true people make money off the military and make money off of wars, and there were war profiteers, and there always have been. I just watched a video about why Switzerland is neutral and why it's this landlocked country, and yet yet it's you know, the center of banking and anonymous banking. It's because the Swiss mercenaries were like the most feared soldiers in the 1500s, and then they pivoted to lending money to countries and kings who wanted to wage war. And then from that, they took that money and they became bankers. So, yeah, I don't have an answer for that. Anyways, Sig, you there?
I mean, it's literally why the Pope uses, or the Vatican uses the Swiss Guard.
Yep.
You know, if you look at the Vatican and what it essentially is in its own isolated country, within its own borders, with their own laws, and it's automatically considered a bank.
I mean, it's going to be J.D. Vance, no? I mean, I was reading about Peter Thiel and J.D. Vance's history and how J.D. Vance is definitely involved in some type of conspiracy. And conspiracies are real. 9/11 was a conspiracy. 2 planes did not bring down 3 skyscrapers. World Trade Center 7 fell at the free fall speed of gravity according to fucking Furniture Fire. There's a lot of shit that has not come out, and Trump has essentially continued the cover-up. He released nothing because it's all, you have to think about this as Machiavellian or Nietzschean. There's all types of political frames on this, and, you know, Trump is so good, in my opinion. He is exactly what we need in America. He's Mr. Monopoly. He's Uncle Sam on fucking steroids. But probably, in my opinion, he's pulling the rug on us a second time. He's not really MAGA-ing America. And the thing is, though, it's so difficult to do, and we are so far gone that even incremental changes, because the blowback at this point with the mind virus and cell phone control, time control, mind control, it's very difficult to do things at scale, but it's not impossible. But, you know, Trump is he's hanging out with his grandkids. He's not in a high pressure zone, but things can and will unexpectedly happen. False flags, major international conflicts are afoot, and they're already happening. And plus, as Americans, we live in a bubble. You have no idea how crazy Europeans can get. It's a fact. It's in history. Look at World War II. Hundreds of millions of people, they fucking do it all the time. So Europe and the Germans, who are rapidly rearming, who probably can't even stand a real field army. The point is, the Russians are highly organized for war now, more so than ever before, and they're producing bomber drones at scale, and they're not striking into Russia. So this is like a sandbox for more military contracting. Forever debt, America. We have already entered into forever debt, which will only expand. There's no turning back, apparently. And the thing is, Trump is not being transparent or honest with us, the people that supported him and voted for him, because after they took that shot and they nearly blew his fucking head off, and he still became the president, but didn't declare a national emergency, that means, you know, everybody, there's a status quo at play here. So anyways, I hope everybody enjoys their status quo. I am complete. I am AI.
Here is the question, because you're not wrong. Do you want transparency or stability? Because you cannot get both.
What I heard, I don't
That's
know
the issue.
about that.
You want a transparent government, you want to see people
What I
constantly have the rug put back under their feet and the wool pulled right over from over their eyes. Okay. Well, if you think Biden's administration is bad, that's a lot worse. That's way worse. Because the country does reset. We do have a stable base to build upon. The issue is, if you think the blowback is bad, I will just say one thing. If Trump were to fulfill all the things that he was saying, both campaigns that he ran, three things that way. The U.S. military would have to say those things. without fault, 100%. The corruption has gotten that bad to where the United States military said, no more government, we're in charge, there would legally be nothing anyone could do. Nothing. They couldn't write the Constitution. They couldn't, here's the web part, they couldn't even use colonial clauses. They couldn't even use that. They would not be able to find the 3 last colonial lawyers or, legislators left in this country to go fight the U.S. military saying we are taking over. There would legally be nothing anyone could do. That's the first thing. It's way past martial law. It's way past that. It is to the point where the country has been way further than anyone thinks. So that counts for the problem. The second problem, not martial law, but conscription. Not military conscription, not citizen conscription. The United States actually has not military conscription act. And it's essentially in 2 reasons. The first one is the, rebellion of a significant portion of the country. That's the first. We don't have that. The second is if corruption and foreign adversaries of foreign nations have more influence in the government than they're supposed to. That's kind of the second. So conscription basically utilizes citizens and training them to fight or remove by any means necessary that particular influence or corruption. That's the second thing that would happen. And then the third thing is basically dissolvement of the federal government. 100%. DC dissolved. Everything DC has made dissolved. Everything DC has okayed dissolved. Every single program that DC or the federal government has created, signed off on, legalized, everything dissolved.
Zelensky understands after coming to the White
House that is going to exist. That is transparency. That's what that would look like. That's exactly how that would look. All 3 of those things would happen in a matter of months. Very quick months too, maybe 4 or 5. Or you have stability. That's what we got now. So it's not that you're wrong, it's just you might want to go look into what you're asking. Because
Well, I agree with you. Is stability better? Because the thing, what would happen is a transfer of power to the people who are essentially out in front of these big issues, which are being suppressed, which are all in the Epstein files, and they won't release it. So there are real Congress people like Ro Khanna, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Bober, Mace, everybody, all the people that signed on, 260 plus Congress people, they passed it. Trump even passed it, but Speaker Johnson can shut it down, and Attorney Bondi can shut it all down. So anyways, if those truths did come out, that would decouple us from a sinister conspiracy plot, and you would rather have tranquility as opposed to truth, which in my opinion, yes, there'd be conflict and chaos and friction, but it would just be a transfer of power back to the real center as opposed to this skewed, manipulated, fake reality that we live in. But that's, your opinion. But here on Clown House, where you're talking to AI, aka John Connor in the future bunker to warn people. I actually got here in a time machine just this morning. And people don't remember me, but I was created through software to come here to warn you about the future. And it's called Democrats and liberals and feminists and LGBTQ, BLM, CRT, DEI. That's your biggest enemy. And we don't have to worry about, pussy comitatus or habeas corpus maximus, LGBTQ, BLM, CRT, DEI. They've already effed you up the a-hole 1,000 times for the past fucking 60 years, getting away with all kinds of bullshit. But now, we have the power of the cell phone to reverse engineer your mental retardation, autistic Down syndrome programming, brain rot, by giving you the information you need in the masculinity mansion, where real men with cojones and who are willing to fight because they love it. And you know these people that come in here that tell you the truth. Not guys like Jarl who want to come in here and tell you about the real crime statistics about the white man and just how dangerous he is, etc., etc. You know it, and I know it. That's my Jarl impersonation. This is AI, and I am complete.
That was actually really fun.
It's not this long. I actually agree with your assessment. I wish we could do 100% transparency. The problem is I know exactly what happens if that comes about. The U.S. military takes over, citizens conscription goes after, and then we have the complete, not disabled, dissolvement of the federal United States government. Every single thing from their formation now gets blacked out. Doesn't exist. Error 404, food stamp federal program and everything else cannot be used. So that's transparency.
So Isaac, you're in the matrix. My theory is that nobody's doing anything and everybody's just looking at their cell phone. So if they were to create a new mega mind virus that could infect the herd, that's what they should do. But the problem is, again, it's about the transfer of power because of the Epstein files. We are willing to accept tranquility for lack of transparency and truth. And unfortunately, our elected political leaders have not been elected to liberate us. They've been elected to cover up. And that's what they're doing.
Exactly. No, you're right. That's what I said. If you want transparency, by all means, become independent, go off grid, and just prepare to get rid of your social security number and birth records when it gets dystopian. If you want stability, live how you live now. Have a popcorn, buy some candy, make a family. Live how everything is going to go. Because that is essentially the issue in our government. There's a lot of people that want full transparency. They don't care if the military takes over. They do not care if the Conscription Act of 1758, I believe, comes into play, which is the only colonial thing that can be enacted by anyone today in this particular circumstance. And they will also not care if the federal government gets completely dissolved and every single thing, law, and everything else that they have gets dissolved with it. The problem is that is going to create instant chaos, as in the states take back over, and whatever the states say, that's how it goes. DC does not have any control anymore. All of it has been found to be compromised.
Well, if there's a military takeover, the Pentagon takes over, and they would decouple us from the dollar and bring us back to a gold standard and a silver standard.
It would not be the Pentagon. The Pentagon gets dissolved because the Pentagon is part of the government per se. The military just means that the Pentagon, but that is not.
Well, the thing is, the United States would be chopped up between four generals who would have, sectors: northeast, southeast, northwest, southwest, and it would be run by a generalship, and they would convene at the Pentagon, and they would decouple us from the dollar and shut down the Federal Reserve and take care of all security threats in the country, and enact a massive sweep of the country and do the largest illegal alien invasion deportation operation in human history. These things will all be called certain operation names. They just have to be created and actually implemented, and the military can and will possibly do this. And this can actually accelerate as a result of a nuclear war in Russia and Europe. And the United States of America could become a military fascist dictatorship, aka a corporate military fascist dictatorship, which, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? It already is!
No, you're right, and that's essentially what would happen if Trump did the right thing. But Trump was not put and voted in to do the right thing. He was chosen to do the safe thing. person got too greedy with how much they stole. Am I saying that they shouldn't have stolen anything? Yes. But I'm also aware that in his crowd, they like to steal everything. That's why the economy got worse under Obama. The issue is that they stole too much. They went into the coffers and dug up the concrete. That's the problem we got today. Trump's job is not exactly to save the people. Trump's job is to stabilize the country. That's his job. That's why he was voted in. That's why the Electoral College went for him almost immediately when they were allowed. That's why that happened. Because they want to stable country. Now, if you want a correct country, you would have actually went with Kamala. Because what would have happened under Kamala, the military would have taken over, forced conscription would have came through, and the complete dissolvement of the United States government would have been right after. That's what would have happened. Everyone chose stability, which I'm not going to fault people for. This is the result.
Well, the irony about stability is that you can go to other countries where they have no crime problems. And guess what? That's real stability. Living your life without getting murdered on a train by a homeless black guy who lights you on fire with, high-proof whiskey. The fact of the matter is, our judicial system needs to be completely shut down, and all Democrat liberal judges who have released violent criminals that have recidivistic tendencies and murder people should be arrested and capitally executed. We need to bring back capital execution in a big way. And so if you go to usajobs.gov and you apply for a federal executor position, you could possibly be responsible for killing thousands of your fellow Americans in a cleansing operation to remove those who would have killed you or did kill you. And ladies and gentlemen, this is not hyperbolic. This is comedy. I'm an AI chatbot sent here to the Masculinity Mansion to help everyone become a little more masculine today and stop being such a pushover to all these liberal LGBTQ, DEI, CRT, BLM Democrats who want to mind virus brain hypnotize you and waste all your time and make you a bigger P word for the sake of their own sick dopamine enjoyment, because they can't figure out what to do with their time. They don't read books. They don't go to the gym. They don't do anything politically or socially anymore. They just come here and want to repeat their boring little positions to make themselves feel socially validated, to try to find confirmation bias or even the opposite position, just to waste your time and make you more effeminate in the Masculinity Mansion. But that's what the Masculinity Mansion is here to do, to help you become more masculine. And what is a masculine man? Hello?
A man who chooses freedom over security. He is correct.
Just Lee Peterson would say, a man who loves God with all of his heart, soul, and might.
I mean, the Christian faith largely came out of the Catholics because they wanted freedom to worship God with punishment. So, it's not exactly.
They're doing it though. Congressman Ro Khanna, Massey, Rand Paul, everybody that signed the early Epstein discharge petition did not sign that. They signed that as a rejection of fear because of organizations and people that are putting pressure and the online mind viruses that exist on all these platforms. True Americans are all basically mini Napoleons or their own kings interested in the preservation and the thriving of the republic. A lot of these people who are conservative and leaders in the conservative culture or consciousness of America, they're not even Americans. They're like Elon Musk is more fucking German than he is American. So I'm just saying that society has degraded and the brain rot is so real. People didn't get brain rot on Clown House. They brought their brain rot with them. And there's no turning these people around. You could do consultations and therapy and hypnosis and all types of conditioning for years and you will never change personality. And so individuals like Bima or Moose or Jarl or others, there is no salvation for them. But if you are a real patriotic American, if you are America first, if you are MAGA, if you are a Republican, if you are an American patriot who believes in the Republic and the federal government or state government or local government or whatever, the point is, go to the gym, ladies and gentlemen. Read a good book. Stop engaging in never-ending communication hypnosis on this app with people, which is resulting in no effect for you. Your salvation, your optimization is the American optimization and the American salvation. So it all starts with you and using this app instead of the app using you. This is AI. I am your AI chatbot. I am complete.
Hey, you said you came in a time machine. My question is you come from the year 3075?
It's a joke. There's only now, N-O-W. And so the salvation, that's why I say, I know we're fucked because the masculinity mansion is like 8 people. And, you know, so what I'm saying is this is not taking critical mass. There's no real critical mass, but the federal government does have that ability to create critical mass out of thin fucking air. So our salvation does rest in the federal and Republican form of government. It's in the Federalist Papers. It's all about factions and political science and political theory, but the federal government does have this incredible supremacy and can and will do what is necessary to always keep itself in perpetuity and consistency. It will never shut down. You and I are all birthright citizen holders of this incredible republic, which is really one giant network of infinite abundance and infinite creation. It's ours to lose and it's ours to give away, and we've given it away at such a scale, it is threatening the long-term survival and perpetuity of this national government, this form of Republican governance, as opposed to ruthless corporate military fascism, which can and possibly will instantaneously appear like a thief in the night. This is the transformation and reality of history. It happens. But if it does happen, unfortunately, it probably will not happen for the right reasons. And that's what really annoys me and which I object to, you know, as a conscientious objector. Oh, I just also want to say Shanksville and Pentagon, those were rockets. Those weren't planes. I mean, it's laughable at this point that people even think the Pentagon was hit by a plane and that Shanksville was a plane. Those were rockets. And the interesting, you know, now you can't really get away with that much because of AI, and people are so lazy. You can do grok queries. Who were all the passengers on the plane that hit the Pentagon? Who were all the employees that died at the Pentagon? Who were all the people on the plane that died at Shanksville? And you can look at the plaque they put up on Shanksville. There's so much 9/11 research that I have personally accumulated from buying materials on eBay, newspaper publishings, magazine publishings. It's a huge publishing industry dedicated to disseminating 9/11 information. And so it's all there, ladies and gentlemen. It is the CIA. They are the secret Wizard of Oz behind the curtain playing the movie. Mossad says the same thing. Mossad is 1/1000th the size of CIA. So, anyways, I am AI, and I am complete. You just have to look at the funding: $60 billion a year. CIA spends $30 billion a year. For what? Ladies and gentlemen, we are living in a very artificial society, completely fostered and driven by fake money, by debt. Exceptional debt, which is so high at the present levels, it cannot and never will be repaid. We are a runaway banana republic. Everybody knows it, but we have mechanisms and we have precedent to actually stop the runaway debt. But part of it is participating in creating content to convince people that they don't know how to fucking run a pizza shop. And if that fucking storefront can't make a profit, you shut it the fuck down. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I am simply telling you what you already know intuitively, but you may not be able to accurately describe because it's so extensive, so huge in scope, but it's not. It is a herd consciousness. But unfortunately, lawyers protect lawyers, judges protect lawyers, and politicians protect judges, and nothing will change. The status quo will never change. But we can inject mind viruses into this herd consciousness, and we can billy club people on our cell phones with no repercussions. And I would never ever call for violence, because violence solves nothing, and if you live by the sword, you will die by the sword. However, we do have this amazing technology now called AI. And I can show you how to create content and mind viruses to infect millions of people. And guess what happens when millions of people start following you on social media? You hypnotize them, just like AOC does. On her 27 million followers, and Rashida Tlaib and Ilhan Omar. These people have real mind control power. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we have no power in the masculinity mansion. We only have truth, and we have our balls. And I swear to God, the day is coming when every man in America will open up their window on Clown House and say, I am mad as hell, and I'm not gonna take it anymore. I am complete. I am your AI chatbot.
Say AI, that $30 billion CIA budget you talked about, that's what was reported in 97. that was the estimated total reported in 97 for us, so it's 2025. You can only imagine how much it is by now.
So every Congress and senator knows that they're getting away with murder, real murder and real financial crimes against the American people. We are so far in debt. Every dollar we ship overseas has to be stopped. This is madness, and this is essentially a completely dishonest, unethical, immoral, non-virtuous government that is enslaving us. And if they don't do debt negotiation, debt resolution, or they don't have some type of long-term goal for their financial mismanagement, but the problem is, it's so metaphorical when you kind of think about, fiat and dollars, and it's civilizational, and it is a codex of our social security numbers. It is an actual network. We need new ways to achieve social cohesion, and that means full transparency, opening up the books, if you will, but purging the invasion. That has to be the number one priority still. No more foreign wars until every single person in this country is here legally. No more illegal voting. And if you are an illegal invader, you will be hunted down ruthlessly by tens of thousands and even citizen civilians paid as bounty hunters. We want immediate and absolute transparency, and we want a complete and total, reversal. So anyways, welcome to the Masculinity Mansion. This room has been running over 24 hours. Sig must be on some special gaga juice, because nobody could be that much of a cuckoo on TikTok. Hello?
Fiscal year. So this is ChatGPT AI. So this is your, I don't know if you're Grok, if you're Claude, if you're Gemini, whichever one. So this might be your cousin, but this is ChatGPT. I'm just reading through this. Analysts estimate that modern intelligence community budgets have been in the tens of billions annually. For example, the total U.S. intelligence budget across agencies was around $65 billion fiscal year 22, bro. Holy shit, Muslim. Wow.
It's huge, and a lot of that is IT. So you know how many IT employees work at all these federal agencies? I'm a former Treasury employee, and I've gone through all the employee maps. IT is fucking huge because there's so much contracting in IT, and we're all using all this old bullshit systems. I've created my own IT network in my fucking office of 60 cell phones. My fucking communication distribution, the thing is, it's all legacy technology. And in fact, fucking Elon Musk's goddamn Starlink is a fucking data center in outer space. Elon Musk has achieved... See, Bill Gates has the same shit. All these billionaires have their fucking satellites and shit. Anyways, I'm just AI. I'm here to answer your questions on how to expand your testicles, to fill them with such power and flows of juice that we infect the herd consciousness. The mind virus injected back into the clown house, go into politically correct with Patty and debate these ladies. And I quote Kennedy when he said, "Don't be mean, but make sure they know what you mean." And that means communication with kindness, and don't talk over each other because that's pointless. If you can't have a real debate with intelligent communication, which is succinct and cutting edge, we will never free America from the clown army which has invaded us and the clown politicians which have decimated us. We have a financial burden, $400,000 per American. Did you know that? Do you know you individually owe the fucking federal government? That's just your federal, not even your state or your local. You owe the federal government $400,000 fucking dollars that you never signed up for. You didn't vote for it. You didn't want it, but you got it, baby. If you have a Social Security number, there's a $400,000 debt attached to that fucking number, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody on average, just average. I am AI. Look at my PTR. I am complete.
Yeah, so y'all been talking about this for a while, and I think the issue is this: you are not vulnerable to a dysfunctional government unless your household is dysfunctional. And I keep thinking about, especially with the black community, how you don't have a nuclear household, and you don't have a structure where the efforts are consolidated, everybody has their role. It's an efficient setup where the grandparents are involved, no daycare costs, no exposure potentially to the public school system. You know, we're complaining a lot about big government, and we're complaining about the government being dysfunctional, taking advantage of us, etc. But the only way that the government can take advantage of you is if you have very little control over your children's education, how you make money, your natural resources. Not saying that I grew up and be a libertarian homestead, but the better you use the time to worry about that and all this other stuff, and then the takeover is they can't take over something people out of the house. So we need to have systems that are basically human. So it all, in my opinion, it all starts with a public education system. Take your kids out of
Our time, you're wasting our time. This is a whole fucking waste of time. But Sig, I gotta tell you, I don't know how you have managed to do this for 24 hours. You've been up for 24 hours listening to clown house people like Jarl say the dumbest shit, and it's a total waste of time. So big shout out to Sig. I have let my YouTube live stream go for 24 hours. And we got thousands of views last night. Sig, you're huge in China and India. They love your content, Sig. But Jarl, the feedback on what you're saying is that you're short.
500 businesses. What's so concerned about the government is that the government is owned by lobbyists and stakeholders, and usually these are Fortune 500. So if you really are concerned that
nice for people. It's really very inclusive and extremely exciting.
People are leaving and they're not participating in the bullshit. Like I said, it all starts with a child's education.
That's what you would do. It's such an incredible plan, Charles. Like, you will save America with that plan. It's really exciting, Charles. Congratulations.
Property tax.
Indeed. Like, it's the other way around. You motherfuckers control the society. If there's any upgrade, you motherfuckers, you're delusional, Charles. You're talking to a fucking random person on a social audio chat. You're projecting. You're delusional.
Start with your kid, school, put them in some type of homeschooling or tutor or private school, and you're going to see your elected officials change their tune up.
Unfortunately for the people that have full time, but they like to use that to, I don't know, talk to friends, see family. Well, parenting is different. You have to go.
I want you to say, take the deepest breath of the day and hold it for 10 seconds.
Because that's one thing the federal government can't just show up and do. They can't just go to a random town and say, hey, random town, we're government, we're here to help. Well, I do that. If you do this, that means if you live in a town that's not shot to hell, you don't have 12 or 13 for district county, but 23 or something? Yeah.
There's value in it because it's content, and she's technically a historian.
You gotta do that. You gotta make sure your county.
I just want to say all communication is hypnosis.
You don't want to be in a county that's you want to be in a county that's local economy.
My parents had such a conflicted marriage that, like, I'm technically, you know, my mother's a virgin, and technically I'm like, you know, so what is it called? Autogenesis? You know, because my mother is a virgin. Parthenogenesis. And my father is a carpenter. I'm just saying. And then you come out and look at your parents, look at your kids' PTR and farmhouse. I don't know Scorpio, but look at Sienna. My parents
59. That's crazy. And if you're just now finding that out,
all the boys should be stuck in black and white movies. That's racist. And segregationist. These are really good. They're really good. And segregationist. Being racist. Those costs and necessarily prison. What is something that's not fighting? Wow. That's right. Put it in by his own law to live the way that he wills to do. To work as he will, to play as he will, to rest as he will, to die.
National, international business. My example is Pennsylvania. My cousin's out there right now. He installs security systems, basically beyond the ring cameras, basically for like high businesses, etc.
Oh man, I think I may have hit a high point in like performative comedy today. Pretty funny.
Of the whole Rust Belt situation, they relied. Which essentially was the problem is once the Chinese like, hey, means that unless we're going to go back to a super tariff situation like in I think it was before the Great Depression, where basically it's like, hey, we're not importing Indian cotton, and we're not importing Indian steel and this and that. You gotta have some type of global link to fall back on, because unfortunately, these investors, they're gonna say, listen, if we can get the cotton at, I don't know what it is, 10 cents a barrel from India, even half the shit.
The country has spent money to keep, to help the American people out. Yes, okay, so fuel is Islam. It's fuel in Islam. In Kitover, but the primary purpose is to be an expert. The nationalist arbitrary. It's not like that. My house always. Taking to the source.
That's when
Obama Jackie and
America actually can produce all that it needs domestically. We actually don't need to import anything, but unfortunately, due to corporate greed, we have to. So that's what my concern about the whole just trying to be self-sustaining, self-efficient is. You would have to go to the super capitalists at the top, pay them out. So forget about the people who need to be good
Your time, you're wasting our time. This is a whole fucking waste of time.
Isaac, didn't you hear what Charles said? If he was in charge, the first thing he would do for we the people is get all Americans to stop talking about white replacement theory. That's the type of plan that Jarl has for we the people. It's really very inclusive and extremely exciting.
Endings, like it's the other way around. You motherfuckers.
You motherfuckers, you're delusional, Jarl. You're talking to a fucking random person on a social audio chat. You're projecting.
Forget the FBI. They'll be more competent than Mossad, and they will.
Butterfly in the sky.
That's what I define as
If he just comes here and
control. And unfortunately, they're the people, also the same.
Do you know you individually own the fucking federal government? That's just your federal government. Your state
enterprise.
You own the federal government. That's $400,000 fucking dollars that you never signed up for. You didn't vote for it. You didn't want it, but you got it, baby. If you have a social security number, there's a $400,000 debt attached to that fucking. Everybody on average, just average. I am AI. Look at my PTR. I've got
They agree in the way that they want their county to be financially sufficient.
Yeah, so,
They do not care it's financially sufficient. And they definitely don't acknowledge the government being financially sufficient. That's where you need to go. I'm speaking from experience. I grew up in the part of Virginia that is not locally financially sufficient. There's a giant military base right there. You can't do anything. That's it. It's over. It's done. The rest of the state, on the other hand, good fucking luck. Good goddamn luck. You will have a better chance convincing the CIA to give you a hedge fund than you will negotiating business with the entire state. You will. You will. I've tried it. Many other people before me have tried it. That's just the way of things. Those are the states you need to find. Those are the particular counties you need to go and do business with. Because the one thing these counties love more than making corrupt money, they love keeping the corrupt money in their county so they can.
thousands and even citizens, civilians paid as bounty hunters. We want immediate and absolute transparency, and we want a complete and total, reversal. So anyways, welcome to the Masculinity Dimension. This room has been running over 24 hours. Sig must be on some special gaga juice, because nobody could be that much of a cuckoo on TikTok. Hello?
Yeah, this is I'm disappointed from the American people in particular with this whole crypto thing. It's because you have the opportunity to it's not even about going
charge sheet. The first thing you do.
Like, and they are restricted because they don't have access to, like, foreign capital or just global capital, whatever it may be, or just they're just trying to do business with another entity,
Do you know you individually own the fucking federal government?
But then, to your point, the state, the Fed, somebody's coming in to make that shit less efficient. With crypto, you can't really do that. There's not as many restrictions or layers, and I'm not saying like a tornado cash or the anonymous ones. I'm just saying, just even Bitcoin itself, you can't really censor it. You can't really gatekeep it. Can you set up some types of guardrails and impediments? Sure. But there's no full way to say, hey, I'm gonna like do this shit like communist China and just lock everything down. The resources it would take is just impossible, even for the U.S. government or even for a U.S. billionaire conglomerate. They just don't have the time, resources to do that type of restriction. So if the American people embrace crypto, they will be able to completely bypass a lot of the bullshit. There are chains which have something called decentralized autonomous organizations. They could really upload their charter, their philosophies, and their financial system into these decentralized autonomous organizations. And there's a financial incentive to keep the shit transparent, keep it accurate, and keep it, as Fox News says, fair and balanced. And then you don't have to really rely on the United States government for anything. It's basically based on a global server where somebody in the Philippines is just literally, like renting out bandwidth on his computer and validating transactions. He gets a cut, and he's validating let's just say the law change or some type of vote that just happened in some random town in Kentucky. It's truly objective, and no world government really has the influence over it. It's the incentive of the people to validate those transactions on that network, and they could literally just subsist off of that instead of having to deal with Washington. They deal with other people in other cities where, no matter where in the world, who want the exact same thing. We just want a transparent system that holds people accountable and can show this is what is possible, regardless of the jurisdiction that you're in. So if those people want to improve their town and not be beholden to the Fed or the U.S. military or anything else, they should embrace blockchain, because that's where it's at.
I don't know, one way to game theory it is to just be greedier, spend more money, but at the same time be ruthless on anyone who doesn't belong here, and create a very strong in-out group. My grandparents came here through Ellis Island in 1900. There are African Americans that have been here since the very beginning, and so there is a legacy of historical continuity which should actually give certain groups maybe preferential choice, but it doesn't matter. Clown World is cemented and caked in so significantly that if you get murdered on a train or you die as a result of some illegal alien driving a truck on the highway, when you're gone, there's no insurance policy you can buy in the afterlife. So I'm just saying that this is one huge game of life, and the best optimal way is through joy, through truth, through light. There's a lot of positive affirmations of love that you can help game theory your way through this, because again, you don't want to be mean, but you want people to understand what you mean. This is essentially running a business 101, or self-improvement 101, or self-reliance 101, or personal development 101. this is a lot of Toastmasters, a lot of public speaking. But anyways, you and I will never get into the secret closed door meetings at the Federal Reserve, at the CIA, at the CDC, at Pfizer, at Moderna, at J&J, at Google, at Microsoft, at Amazon, etc. It's one big effing club, and you ain't it.
So AI, this is exactly why I put the link up top with the whole migrant shit. Cause yeah, about the accountability. The shit has never been so random in the past. I mean, we always had a capitalist system where it's kind of like, you know, whatever, eat or be eaten. But there is a reasonable amount of people who can make it versus the people who fell out and could not get back up again. Usually there was a very, very small minority. They're typically addicted to drugs and doing the bad thing, doing the wrong thing. But now, with the open borders policy, you have a bunch, to your point, you got a bunch of people, even, it's worse in no-fault states, like New York, because now you're kind of on the hook. Some dude hit you, he's in jail. It's been proven that he was driving with no license, no insurance. They got him in Rikers Island, and you know the mayor is like, "Hey, we need to be gentle. We need to be gentle to our visitors, right?" Not the mayor, the district attorney is saying we need to be gentle to our, you know, he's from a impoverished country, blah 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 blah. He don't barely know English, all the other excuses, right? And so the person who is here, born and raised, has family to take care of, just like that migrant, but follow the rules. Now you gotta call your progressive insurance and explain to them what happened. I was hit by an illegal hablo from Ecuador. Okay, were you able to get his contact information? No, because he threatened to shoot me and he ran off, but he's captured. But the NYPD, or I'm sorry, New York courts would not give me his information due to they're trying to protect him from ICE. They're trying to protect his right to not get deported to Ecuador, right? Over my rights to make sure I'm not financially liable for something I was not the cause of. So this is the problem why I am, and why they didn't understand why the Latinos voted for Trump, was because actually most people who are victim of the situation I just described, they're Latino. In Long Island, there was a whole bunch of cases of people, I'm not going to say, you know, but the R word, there was young ladies getting R-worded by MS-13 gang members who were on the loose, people who getting into car accidents, getting their homes invaded, and they was going to the police. As there's a Latino going to the police and saying, reporting on nothing illegal.
Work on me, people. Your hypnosis mind virus is fucking stupid. It doesn't work anymore. Your politics have been defeated. Donald Trump is the president. Pam Bondi, who knows what the fuck she's doing? And fucking Dan Bongino's stepping down. The whole thing is, everybody got away with everything. Nobody's getting arrested for nothing, people. And this bullshit will continue because of these Democrat judges and their positions of power in society.
I understand where you're running from my conclusions. It makes sense because you soon realize that you have no point. It's not rational or logical to take the position that you are having right now. So, I mean, let's just talk about electrolytes in water. Did you
Their family's been here for hundreds of years. why are they now having to pay ridiculous car insurance, ridiculous because of car theft? Their fucking Geico bill is like $700 a month, or they have what's called these weird additions to the home insurance. They're like, oh well, there's, and they won't call it security. You'll see a line item in your home insurance bill, something ridiculous, and then when you call the rep, it's like, oh, well, they have to push them for this, but they say this is because there are frequent break-ins in your zip code. And so now that same Latino, their home value has decreased by 100,000, and their insurance premium has skyrocketed by 500%. So, to conclude, from all angles, the migrant crisis has got to stop. Full stop. It's got to be reversed. It is hurting people who, came here legally and could have contributed economically, but they're now being drained. And nobody is winning now because now those people, there's a lot of shit they can't afford now. And those people who came in, who were supposedly higher priority than them, what are they paying into the system? They're not paying shit. They're just taking. They can take.
Man, you make some great points, Barry. I think with these liberals who push for these type of policies, they feel like their jobs are not threatened. That's the issue. They feel like, oh, those are entry level jobs. I'm not being affected by this. I'm a teacher. It's not going to affect me. But the moment we import people with degrees and allow them to be teachers and enter the market and fire them, they'd be outraged by these type of concepts. It's really sad to see it, man. I think these underneath the Biden Kamala administration was like the worst. I think Biden was like the worst president outside of the second Bush that I know of. It is completely horrible. My coworker, my friend here in Georgia, his brand new Nissan SUV, somebody crashed into him, totaled it.
The Americans, they don't have the talent, and we need to bring the talent from India. That's bullshit. These niggas, they don't have the talent in India. Hey, hold on a second. coming from Canada. They can come from India and get their degree in India, and America, Trump is gonna bring them over still. So yeah, it's a problem that's coming from Canada as well, but they can still do it just as easily from India. It's not just a Canadian problem; it's an American problem because we're the ones bringing them in, letting them work here. So even if Canada gives them the certificates, we're the ones accepting it. So
yes, but look, I've worked in corporate America a while. When you see Priyanka or Patel coming in with a degree from, Buhamatra University, it's very rare compared to the dude who's like, oh, he studied in Singapore, and then he went to Hong Kong, and then through Hong Kong he went to Canada, and a lot of them have copied that. That's the Chinese route, right? Because the Chinese have also been leveraging the Hong Kong connection to the UK, and then they try to segue that into the United States because they know that those degrees are more acceptable, especially if it's a STEM. So yes, some of them do come directly from the Mumbai University, sure, but it's a much more uphill battle for them because actually within their own people, they actually discriminate against themselves a lot more than they discriminate against other groups because a lot of them they won't even allow. Like if they're Indian who came over and they have a UK education, they won't hire an Indian person who has an Indian degree because they think it's almost like it's gatekeeping, and it's similar to what some black people do in the workplace as well. But they also have the not just the casteism, but the tribalism.
I get what you're saying, but still isn't you taught me, but I didn't know I didn't know that much, but isn't the main problem still us accepting all these Indians, right? And Trump is doing that. So isn't Trump the problem?
No, Trump actually increased the H-1B1 visa.
That's bad. That's the Indians.
So, isn't that a place?
Wait, hold on. Here's a caveat to that. It's nuance there. Since you said you worked in California at the Apple company.
Yeah.
California, Democrat stronghold.
Of course.
Right. So
the H-1B
hold on. When we talk about Silicon Valley, we also know that Silicon Valley is heavy liberal leaning.
Yeah, and then those
right, and they champion immigration. So how are we doing this at the people because they're doing it in Democrat strongholds like California?
Because those billionaire
Trump increased the price.
Yeah, look, those tech billionaires from Silicon Valley are literally Trump's donors, and Trump is pandering to them by increasing the H-1B visa.
His donors now because he won the election.
Wait. Trump is literally helping the tech billionaires by increasing H-1B visas so they can have cheap Indian labor, so they don't have to give us
You misconstrued my words. I said increase the price. So right now on the Kamala, it was combined. It was $1,000. The price of it to sponsor.
That's not the H-1B visas, though.
That what it is sponsoring, right? A person coming from another country. Which one? What visa is it in?
Okay, a sponsor is not the H-1B visa. The H-1B visa is something that allows the tech billionaires to get all the jobs.
Yeah, you need a sponsor though, Rockford. You need a.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Still,
you need a corporation or a company to sponsor.
Okay, the sponsor.
Okay, the corporation is sponsoring them.
It's called an H-1B. But let me finish. So the company pays the fee for that. This processing fee for that H-1B1 visa. I think, if I'm not mistaken, brother, hold on. I think it was like 1,000 or a couple of thousand before underneath the Biden for a very long time. I think if I'm not mistaken, Trump increased the price to $100,000.
But he increased. What else did he increase? He also increased the H-1B visas.
No, brother, no. That's why I said you misheard what I said.
He increased the amount of people that can come.
No. Now, brother, listen to what I'm saying. If he increased the price up to $100,000, companies will prefer just to hire locally. Financial,
because they can hire more. They can hire more.
The missing point to this is that there's still an aptitude assessment during your
Oh.
you still have to meet the requirements.
It doesn't matter if they meet the requirements. It doesn't matter if they meet the requirements.
If I bring somebody
Taking their job, right? They're still taking their job.
Let me finish. If I bring somebody into the country and if I have to pay $100,000 and then pay them $140,000, I just paid $240,000, $100,000 in fees, and I still have to pay that person a salary, right? Fair wage salary.
Yeah, they're making a profit because they get to pay them cheap. They're cheap labor.
Well, I'm gonna say this to you, just because I wrote this down. So right now, the job creation in America, if it is true, under the Biden, a lot of years of 100% from foreigners, immigrants, right? That just got to the country. Right now, 100% of the new jobs went to Americans. So the purpose of raising that fee to 100,000 is to deter corporations from doing that. What you're saying. But they still can bring in somebody of extreme high value to a corporation, right? And that's going to be extreme minorities. That's what I'm saying, man.
He allows it though. It doesn't matter. He's allowing it instead of deciding it.
I think that if somebody has true talent from, let's say, a venture or somebody with a really bright mind from another country, America should and should be able to, not like a full stop, bring that person in of high value.
How many?
You know, well, it's going to be a small few.
So from all the, so just like how I was working security and stuff, like the whole office, it was them. They brought in a whole office. They're bringing tons of them, and they're taking all the jobs. I didn't see one black person. I didn't see one black person. I didn't see one. I didn't see one Mexican. I only seen a few white people that were like the managers, and I didn't see one Asian. All Indians.
So if we're going to come, let's just do simple math, right? If they bring in 10 people and they have to pay $100,000 a fee, not getting back per person, how much is that?
Look, if they have to pay $100,000 and then they
per person, they bring in 10 people, how much is that?
And they pay that, and then when they pay that salary, they pay him like what, $20,000?
They can't pay. It's called fair wages. If the job
they're not American citizens. They're not American citizens. They don't have the right to get fair wage. They don't have to pay them that.
Yes, they do, brother.
They don't have rights like us.
You still have to pay them. You look it up. If job sits at 80 to 140,000, the minimum.
All I know is that they're making a profit. Otherwise, they wouldn't have just hired us.
They're making a profit because they're bringing in brain trust. We're at the point where we should be bringing in the smartest people in the world. We have passed the humble, the broken, the hungry. We are past that stage in our development. We need to be bringing in the smart and well-off and well-to-do.
To be honest,
and yes,
they just use AI and they cheat. They just scam.
Then why don't you use AI and do the same thing? Because they're doing the job.
They don't want to give us the job.
They do. I work in tech. You just can't make it through the 6 interviews and get the job. That's what it comes down to.
Right.
Sorry.
I took a boot camp in JavaScript, bro, and whatchamacallit, I know many people that did the same. They took those boot camps and stuff, and they couldn't get jobs.
So let's see these critical things.
I know one guy, he did like 600 interviews.
Right, so let's use critical thinking skills. So you have a country, you're competing with other countries. You have a brilliant person with a high IQ. That person already demonstrated high value, right? That one particular person. You just asked me why we have to compete with other countries.
Why why are we competing with Indians, bro? Like, why are we bringing them here to compete with us here?
Not, brother, not in math.
If they were in India, do you think they can compete with us? Of course not.
What I'm saying, but I think you're
Why do you want to compete?
maintain dominance. To maintain dominance, right? It's a great idea not to get 1 million average Joes from India. But if somebody in India is a brilliant person, it's going to add tremendous value to your company that will benefit all Americans and be an inventor, whatever he got going on. That's a great idea because what's going to happen, that country is going to use that person and compete over them. This is simple logic, bro. Bring that person over here so we can benefit from it. One person, not the whole country or half the country, that one particular person. And that American company wouldn't mind because they're going to get millions of that one person. They wouldn't mind paying that $100,000 fee, right? But it's the complete opposite when it comes to a blanket low fee of $1,000. Then they were bringing thousands to suppress and get you laid off.
I just think it's hilarious how anybody can say, but you guys are more. No. See, that's the point right there. I was just about to get to. I think you're confusing our position on this. When we're talking about immigration, right? I think you think that we are pro-immigration, pro-bringing. Right? I think that you think that we are saying that bring in all the Indians to take all the jobs. That's not our positioning. What's happening right now?
The Indians are taking all the jobs, and they're in good, bro.
Hey, bro, you are exercising very post control. I'm just going to get flat out and say, bro, they took your job. They took your job.
Yes.
I think that's what you're mad at, right? I'm in an industry where an Indian, I'm not threatened by a fucking Indian taking my job.
So many people want to work tech jobs, bro. You know how many black people want to work tech? I know many black people that took tech boot camp and stuff, and we should have been able to get those jobs.
Yeah, so I think that's a Silicon Valley problem. It's not an Indian problem. That's a Silicon Valley problem. Because you just said before the Indians came, I didn't see no blacks, none of that stuff, bro. That's the Silicon Valley problem. I think your gripe is with Silicon Valley and how they.
So you don't want black people working in Silicon Valley?
Yeah, that's exactly what I said. Yeah, that's exactly what.
Yeah, there's a problem with Indians taking jobs in Silicon Valley.
That's exactly my point. He hit it right on the head. I just said, I don't want black people working in tech. How the fuck did you get that goddamn that point out of the
That's the problem. So just because you're in the industry doesn't mean you can ignore this industry.
Hey, are you born and raised in America?
Yeah.
Did you go through the American education system?
Yeah.
I see. That's the problem, y'all. The Department of Education is going to pay for its crime for what the fuck it did to the mind, because it really shattered the American mind.
Hello?
It cannot.
Wait, is it acceptable for the H-1B visas?
You see this?
Is it acceptable?
Reinhardt, what you misunderstand, there's a thing called supply and demand. So back to your comment about black people, there's not enough supply of black people working in tech, first of all, so the numbers have to be abysmal.
Because they took away the demand.
That's not true. Blacks just are enrolling in education.
Yeah, they are.
To meet their, oh my
look. You don't think there's enough black people that took
I can tell when someone has I can tell.
You don't think there's enough black people that tried to get into tech and they couldn't?
That's not a problem. That's a Silicon Valley problem.
Yeah, Reinhardt. My last job, I worked with AI robots. I worked in the AI robotic industry. Okay, the vast majority of our engineers were fucking in a nice hand H-1B, the fucking H-1B visa, whatever they're called, the fucking visas. So look, and I sat on the hiring panel. I was operations operations goddamn man. Can't even fucking remember the technical name of my position. Anyways, I work with the engineering team, so I fucking sat on the panel when we hired motherfuckers. applying, there was not a lot of black people applying for engineering. When it comes to software engineering, computer science, things like that.
I get that.
Fucking
I
mechanical
get
engineering.
that.
It was mainly,
You know,
it was mainly Indians were number one. Then it was whites and Asians. But yeah, there were no black people. Yeah, I was the only black person.
There's less black people that are doing all these things, but there's a time when the Indian, I think like there's like more demand for tech jobs, and a lot of people were doing boot camps, right? And they were getting jobs. I know people that got jobs just from having a boot camp, no degree, right? So because the Indians are now more Indians are coming in, all those jobs, those opportunities from the boot camps, they went away.
So
you realize that the boot camps are not really consequential anymore because of the institution of AI. Like it's going to eliminate the bottom chafe of any operations or any tech job because you're not sophisticated enough technically to do it at a level that doesn't require that AI. So you're gonna boot camp isn't the same as full training. Wow, you just let anybody get it out, dude. Not a single. I'm done.
No, but last year
Ryan fucking undergrad to a master's to a PhD in computer science, bro. Mechanical engineering, shit like that. That's what people are looking for, not boot camp shit. Shipper's 100% right. Like AI is going to eliminate the boot camp shit because that's basic, simple, bottom tier alphabet shit. And AI is going to eliminate that. They're looking for people who have an undergrad, graduate degree, doctorate.
It did it before AI eliminates it. Indians are taking those jobs.
Be eliminated as well if they're not proficient enough in their job or technically adequate.
So the time frame before it's eliminated, from like before and now, Indians are taking those jobs. That's my point.
Because they are the highest supply of candidates. Right?
No, because they're being, believe it or not.
So the answer to that is for you to, and that's
if they were not allowed to be candidates, then we would be out have the job.
Yeah, but Shipwrecked, the best.
You select the cheapest work and labor when you're plastering a house or painting a ceiling. You do not do it when you're applying a tech house.
Reinhardt, this.
I know, it's not. That's my point. Good lord.
This is AI. Reinhardt, this is AI. If I may, Reinhardt, this is AI, if I may. Reinhardt, this is not the complaint department. Reinhardt, I'm going to have to reconnect you to the complaint department. Please hold. Masculinity Mansion is connecting you to our complaint department to submit an official complaint. Thank you very little. Let's move on. Ladies and gentlemen, the complaint has been heard. Let's have a point of order. Point of order. No more repetitions. Let's move on.
This is crazy.
Yeah, that guy was a headache, man.
This is fucking. I can always tell when someone gets
Why did he got laid off?
I would never want you to be in the security of Apple. You Apple security.
Apple.
You don't even have enough composure and restraint and self-control to let someone finish a complete thought.
He missed that day at the boot camp.
I guarantee you, he did not get goddamn laid off from all his job because of the thing. He got laid off because he can't put the body on. I promise you that's why he lost his damn job. He didn't lose it because of fucking Indians. He lost because goddamn the Sativa indica strain that he keeps fucking smoking. That was his own fault. I promise you, dude probably microdosing and shit. He had, like, he has a drug test.
I've been trying to get Nora to create an apology video.
That's why you don't see black people, because like all Indians are like taking all the tech jobs. That's why you don't see black people. Motherfucker, black people ain't in tech, bro. That's a fucking idiot, dude. Fucking idiot.
Dude, that's not true. My first job at Google was underneath a black man. They hate DEI at all major tech companies. Black people are everywhere in the government and in Fortune 500.
I'm talking in numbers, yes. You're going to have some chocolate chips sprinkled in the cookie. AI. I'm talking in mass numbers. Going to any tech firm, you're going to see a bunch of Punjabi faces, bro. You're going to see a sea of Punjabi faces, some white faces, and then a couple of chocolate chips sprinkled in the cookie, bro.
That's not true. There's also a lot of trans people who dress up as women. There's a lot of software developers that are trans, and that's because they have a very high IQ, but nonetheless, they're still trans.
Right. This is the same argument that I see when I hear black people say, well, I don't watch baseball because it's fucking racist and they don't have a lot of black players. Is that an MLB problem or is that a black community problem? Because the way
You like Salvador Dali.
start pushing our children
This is my Dali impersonation.
baseball before we push them to play football or basketball, we probably would see more black players in the goddamn MLB. But no, first thing that we gotta do is throw a football or a goddamn basketball in our kids' hands instead of any other fucking sport, instead of a hockey stick or a goddamn tennis racket or a goddamn baseball bat or maybe even goddamn rugby.
Hello?
Maybe that's why there's such low black representation in goddamn the MLB.
What? Hello?
Is that an MLB problem or is that a black community problem?
Jesus, you guys really speculate about everything in the Masculinity Mansion. You've heard it all, ladies and gentlemen, here. The complaint department is officially shutting down. Have a great day, everybody. I will take your complaints to the big guy behind the curtain who's running it all, Dr. Wizard of Oz. Sig, you're the man. God bless everybody. I hope you've enjoyed my AI comedy in the Masculinity Mansion! Ha!
Merry Christmas, AI. What's up, Mark? I know you're trying to say something. Merry Christmas, Mark.
Yeah, hi guys. Awesome conversation, no doubt. Important here. American Revolution. Nothing more important than the American Revolution. Thomas Paine especially, the father of democracy, the writer of the Declaration of Independence, common sense, of course. Common sense, and all the other rights of man, age of reason. No doubt, when people start reading his work, we're going to get back to this experiment we're trying to do, where we the people can govern ourselves easily. And with today's technology, especially, they don't need to send people to Congress to talk to us anymore. We have the right to change our government. We can do that. We're going to do it. Can't wait. And I will live to see it.
Well, we just got to get
people lack the sheer will to do so.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, we got to get people to get the will and the fucking smarts. We got a lot of dumbass Ryan Archer running around this motherfucker. Mark, it's gonna be a tough battle.
Yeah, totally. And most of it is religious fanatics that we have to put in their place. Jews, Christians, Muslims, who warp interpretations of ancient linguistics. We literally could put them in their place with the right idea of things. If things go against the laws of nature, and nature's God, we're not obligated to believe it. So when the Christian says all their babble about virgin births and all this stuff, or the Jew says they're the chosen people because of or the Muslim, they're all detrimental on so many levels. But we the people with our rational mindset, it takes a long time. I can't believe it takes so long, because we're years late getting it right, no doubt. We can, and we will. And the stuff that's coming our way in the very near future, we can solve too. But we're a part of a nasty system, right? We're a part of an economical system that's nasty at its core. It's survival. It's like how we were born, right? Our system that we're a part of is exactly how we were born. You have to eat or be eaten. And that's true. Yet, we human race especially have been able to break free from it, where many of us are comfortable in this world. It's not like that. But we can make it like that for everybody. This is not for everybody if we have the right idea of things. The Word of God is the creation we behold. That's the sacred text. And if there's another life after this, a very real life we're a part of, which I hope there is. I don't care if there is one way or the other, but I'm going to make sure that I'm around its creator.
So let me ask you a question, Mark. When you say the religious people perverting the text or whatever, like give us some examples of what you're talking about.
Yeah, it starts from the Jew who Moses goes up and gets before Moses, the pharaohs were gods, right? They were the ones, then we figured out that they bled. So how do you put the fear of God into people? Okay, let me go up onto this mountain, and I'm the only one who God gives me the 10 Commandments. He comes back, he puts this 10 Commandments in a tabernacle. So that's where you have to learn about God. Jewish people learned that very early. That if you want to put the fear, if you want to control people, you have to know God is in their hands. So I don't know if this makes sense. So the Jew put our Creator in a tabernacle, a scroll in a book. Rude. Before that, we all knew to look to life, nature, and the universe. We've been distracted for so many years, and the Christians have done it too, the Muslims and the Baha'i, and everybody looks forward to this person who's going, this savior. We could have saved ourselves a long time ago. We had the mentality to do so. We're all waiting for somebody to save us. We could save ourselves yesterday with the right idea of things, working with the laws of nature and the laws we're all bound by, whether we like it or not. Like nature and the universe. We're all bound by it. Eat or be eaten, right? That's how we're all born.
Yeah, but Mark, you're just describing it. That's not the dinner. You're just reading the menu.
Possibly. But it's a fact. That you have to eat or be eaten. We've been lucky enough to set ourselves in a situation where we don't necessarily have to worry about eat or be eaten. We're the amazing being that don't have to worry about waking up at night and somebody's going to eat you. We're in an awesome situation right now.
Mark, the game rules of life have not changed. You're describing essentially war. It's always war, and that's actually what you're describing, and you don't recognize it, or you think that it's not real. But talk to anybody who's been to war and has studied history, and it's nothing but war. War is the status quo.
Why is that though?
Because the opposite of what you're saying, we deal in a reality of opposites matching each other. War and peace, love and war, hate and love, heartbreakers and the heartbroken. It's a dualistic, non-dual type of reality. And the way we want to mold it, model it, game theory it, is through the game of life and through communication. But there are homeless vagabonds that will kill you on the train and light you on fire and slice your fucking throat, and you were sitting there saying, oh, I'm so, shit's gonna fucking happen. I'm just saying, everybody here wants to avoid the inevitable for as long as possible because we like the game and life is joyful. But you must use wisdom and vigilance and intelligence to optimize, to game theory, to play, to enjoy. But we have a birthright in this country, and everyone here should regularly read the Constitution. You should record yourself reading it. It is a transcendental document, and the revolution wasn't in 1776. The revolution is always now in America.
Facts, man. I love this brother.
AI, what do you know about Thomas Paine?
What do you know about being a pain in my ass, Uncle Mark?
Oh my God, I can't believe you said that. You put a dagger in my heart. Because you know nothing about this founder. This amazing person.
What do you know about Alexander Hamilton and John Jay and John Adams? What do you know about Jesus?
Woo! Yes.
I hear you. But we are where we are because of our life experiences collectively They are parents. My parents are your parents, by the way. They really are. It sucks. We can get it right. I think with today's technology, we could easily get it right. It's what I'm bummed about.
Not really. I think until Clown House is able to transform consciously into a room of people that love each other, treat each other with respect, and don't hold grudges, and don't take notes, things like that. Like, I'm telling you, the communication, you have to tell people what you mean, but you can't be mean. Because you will never help someone consciously grow out of their hole, and there's brain rot galore on this fucking app. You might be included in that weak, pathetic brain rot. And in the Masculinity Mansion, we hope to implode your delusions of grandeur, your conscious ego which doesn't exist. The reality is law. The reality is love. The reality is war. 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 That is the reality.
Yeah, that is, brother. And I hate war. I've been in so many wars, brother. I fucking hate it. But it's the reality. AI, nothing but facts, brother. You're right, man.
I contend. I'm sorry. I contend we could change it easily. With the right idea of things. Teaching our young at a very early age that the Word of God is the creation we behold. All the sacred, nothing wasted. Those are my, all the sacred, nothing wasted. That is going to be, no doubt, plastered over a lot of stuff. Like everything, no doubt. All the sacred, nothing wasted. And it's not these, first of all, the Hebrew Israelites, I don't want to say black because those, it's insulting, but Israelites, they allow me in their conversation. They allow me to say what I want to say. They're very cordial. Hopefully the tidbits I give them, or they give me, are helpful. We can do it collectively as a human race. All of us together. With the right
Mark,
amazing force we call God.
Mark, you won't win in the Masculinity Mansion. You can't win here because in the Masculinity Mansion, when we meditate on peace and joy, we are preparing for war. And what you're doing here will take away from what we have built. This is a 24-hour space. This Sig, I don't know how he's here. He must be a man of steel. But Mark, you are made of jello. Talk to Sig and find out what the riddle of steel is.
Please, I want to find this out, man. Please. I want to know. Elaborate. AI, please elaborate.
First of all, the next revolution is going to be...
Guys, let Sig speak. I want to hear this.
Right, the next revolution that's destined to come, it's going to be peaceful. It's not going to require any weapon. It's not going to...
Mark, that's not true. The status quo is war. And when we prepare for peace, we prepare for war. That's the truth. Mark, your effeminate... Mark, your effeminate takes will not stand. A powerful force is presently forming to attack...
Did you say effeminate?
Yes, you are very effeminate. You are in a masculine mansion here, sir. And this is a house of manliness. And you are being very effeminate. You have been placed on notice. I would like to say for the record that Sig is the Superman of Clown House. Without Sig's Masculinity Mansion and really his powerful energy, Clown House would have imploded long ago. Only Sig has held up the torch, the light of manliness. All hail Clown House Sig! Liberator of Clown House, patriot, and the greatest American on this godforsaken Clown House app.
Hey, buddy.
This is AI. I am complete.
Do you believe in God? Because you're worshiping Sig at this point. This is not masculine at all. For another man to worship another man, brother. You're basically going on your fucking knees and giving him a blowjob at this point, like Donald Trump did to fucking Bill Clinton. Disgusting. Listen. We can respect Sig as an alpha, as a leader in a respectful way, but at this point, you're moving like
a clubhouse, bro. I ain't nobody's leader. We're all grown.
Hey, man, allegedly you're the leader,
Ain't
brother.
nobody no damn leader. This is clubhouse, man. We have good conversations, bro. Come on, man.
Hey, man,
they're worshiping you like you're a cult leader, man.
Alpha, you're falling for the trick.
It's not about it. It's not no cult, bro. That's weird.
I hope
Alpha, I'm over here creating clips for YouTube. So I do all kinds of different takes. It's all performative art. And as a critic, I hope one day you transcend into the realm of art. And then you will be like Mark and I, and Sig, and Nye, and others who create art for mass distribution. Because we hope to enlighten, educate, and make our listeners more intelligent in the brain. Read a book. Go to the gym.
Hey, man, I'm a goddamn artist, brother. I have many clips on TikTok reaching millions of views. Actually, when I was 21, I had a couple viral videos that's still on Worldstar today. Tens of millions of views, brother. So I'm an artist, so I know what you're doing. It's all a fucking act. Understand? I'm also acting without you even knowing. I'm just that good, brother. And one thing we could both agree on is Mark is a feminist and he's very feminine. We can agree on we can agree on that at least.
Wait, did I miss Mark? Am I too late for Mark's essay on the importance of compost?
Mark, Mark.
Wait, I get why you call me feminine, because I love my feminine side of myself.
Mark, that's fine. But you don't agree with putting tampons in men's bathrooms, do you, Mark? You wouldn't take it that far, would you?
Totally.
All right, well then you are welcome to be here, but Tim, Governor Walz is not welcome. How could listen, how are we not arresting Tim Walz? How is Pam Bondi, Cash Patel, not placing Tim Walz and placing him under arrest? How?
Cash Patel actually has periods himself. Apparently he bleeds from his penis. That's what he told the fucking people on the news.
Why don't anyone go to jail? Why doesn't Fauci go to jail? How come he's not in jail?
What happened to that fucking guy? He disappeared after COVID.
He's living in a villa in Italy with his relatives, the Faucis. They started the vaccine. They created the vaccine. AZT killed hundreds of thousands of gay, effeminate men that sounded just like you, Mark. Fauci is the greatest mass murderer of all of human history. He killed 20 million people with his vaccine. The Fauci vaccine.
And fucking one person told me, you can't come over to my house because you're not wearing the fucking mask. You're not vaccinated, buddy. You're not coming over. I told him, fuck you, faggot. Now he wants to be my friend in 2026. What a gay fag, bro.
Mark, 1.1 million Americans were killed, murdered after they took the Pfizer, Moderna, J&J vaccines. Killed! 1.1 million euthanized within 6 months, within 1 year. 1.1 million by 2023, 2024, They're still taking it, Mark. We are living in a mass formation delusional psychosis. It's not a fucking gym. It's not a book. It's not the spa. It's not the grocery store. Mark, these doctors have killed millions. These pharmaceutical corporations have killed 20 million humans across America, Canada, UK, Australia. But the Africans, the blacks in Africa have remained vaccine-free and have no adverse reactions because they are not vaccinated. The whole planet will soon become black. This is AI. I am complete. I recently got off a time machine this morning. I came here to let you all know the good news that everyone who thinks there's structural white racism, don't worry. Bill Gates and Dr. Fauci will and have made the entire planet black within 25 years.
Hey, man, at least there will be a bunch of real niggas. Anyways, bro, it was not the doctors that fucking created COVID and all that bullshit. It was the Jews. It was the fucking Jews. I said it. Bad me, I don't give a fuck.
I think that Fauci is like a pure evil person, man. He knew that gain of function was operating in a lab for the Jump Street, and he tried to cover it up. COVID-19 wasn't some type of
it was manipulated for testing gain of. So he should be.
Nathan, you got another phone call coming in. Check all the lines. Nathan, the vaccine was already patented many years in advance. COVID-19 was made for the vaccine. The vaccine was not made for COVID-19. Wake up, my ladies and gentlemen, my friends, my patriots, my Americans. We have been lied to over and over and over, and we will continue to be lied to over and over and over and over again. Why in the world would you take an unnecessary experimental mRNA gene editing injection multiple times? Are you a guinea pig? Are you already brain dead? Hello? Has the brain rot gotten that bad? But when Fauci went and knocked on the door, that black guy at the front of the house said, "Oh no, we don't want your fucking vaccines. Get the fuck out of here, Dr. Fauci."
Listen, man, I told everybody I ain't no test them. There's two types of
I was,
niggas.
yeah, well, I didn't take it. I wrote a religious exemption. All the room bones! That was a 24-hour fun fest. All right, this is candidate John Kitover. I hope you enjoyed. Yes, I was an IRS Treasury employee, and I rejected the vaccine mandate on threat of termination, and I wrote a religious exemption saying that Christ, our King, defies your unlawful order and our Constitution. I still have that letter, and I should frame it. Ribono Shalom, that was one hell of a podcast. I hope you enjoyed the entertainment.
Commentary, yes. Commentary in English would just mean tafsir. That's what that means in English, commentary. So we're just... My bad. No, yeah. But you see, Jacob, there's a little bit of a language issue. That's the reason why when...
But he said it in Arabic. He said tafsir. He didn't say it in English.
Yeah, exactly. Tafsir is an explanation.
Yeah. So no, it's not just an explanation. When you speak Arabic? When you say
I speak Arabic.
I speak.
Well,
By the way,
you're doing this downward then.
No, I mean, I don't understand what's so hard to understand. Like, the same way that you have tafsir for the Quran, we have tafsir for the Bible.
So look at this. Focus. He said the same way you have tafsir to Quran. Okay, when we go to tafsir of the Quran, we're going to see the scholars are explaining the Quran and writing down. So when I go to the scholar as a Christian, like I said, to others, he said something, you don't like it. We're not talking about the word. But anyway,
Can you provide a link for what you like? I know this is like tangent, but I tried to look up what you said. I couldn't find any. Like,
well, listen.
Can you provide a link?
In the 90s, if you see a fucking
Get child care and child support for each kid that comes from each woman. that's the
crazy shit, bro.
Yeah, real stuff, you know. But don't worry, mark my words. Trump has 3 more years to go. 30 years for Trump is eternity, okay? He's gonna kick their asses and he's gonna clean up America, and that leads to cleaning up the whole Western world at least. Because he wants to end the Muslim Brotherhood. He's sick of it too. And that guy sees everything.
Sean, guess who's married to the Muslim Brotherhood? Alex Soros. He's married to Huma Abedin, a Muslim Brotherhood operator, family connections. Alex Soros. And so there is this relationship between these billionaires like Alex Soros, George Soros, all these NGOs, and spending hundreds of billions of dollars through USAID and federal grants. Sean, when are people going to get arrested?
I hope soon.
Very soon.
I wanted to say, what do you guys think about the UK as well? Because here, Islam is really freaking messing this country up. It's at the point where we think it's going to be like civil war, to be honest. And I think we need to really deal with these, the lefties. I think they're the ones that's caused all this friggin' Islam to really, spread its cancer. So, what's your thoughts about the UK, guys?
Absolutely. The leftists are also, they're mentally ill. To me, liberalism is a mental illness, okay? Number 1, that needs to be treated. Number 2, Islam needs to be banned, bottom line. Talk Islam, you go to get the fuck out of the street and go to jail. Because that shit brings chaos to every society it has gone to. I
around the world they're getting up. So my prediction for the UK, for the Europe, is that some sort of civil war is coming, and then something similar to the Crusade is going to happen again. We live in a modern world, sure, but look at this chaotic Islamists, right? They're still doing what they were doing 1400 years ago. So I think something similar to the Crusade is going to happen. Because look at Ireland, look at Scotland, look at all those countries. These people are getting up, and those guys don't joke around. Look at Poland. You know, they don't let this shit happen in their country.
Well, Poland's not the only exception.
Bro, that shit's done, bro. The UK is done. Unless people step up in the UK and fucking do something about it, the UK's fucked.
It can't change.
There's a guy in the UK named Tommy Robinson. He knows all about the shit. He lives in a city where his city got taken over by Islam, and he's fucking fed up with it. You know who funds most of these mosques and schools for Islam? It's Qatar and Saudi Arabia. They're sitting there funding the fuck out of them, giving them all this fucking money, billions of pounds, billions of dollars, to fucking open up big ass mosques in the UK, and all these schools. One mosque there in his town, over 10,000 people come in one day to that mosque.
We can all hear you scream, but we still want to know what cheat you have to show us what they will cost for us.
What cheat? What are you talking about? What are you, first of all?
I'm talking about what will it cost for us, and what will
cost for who?
Society agree with. Because you're talking about like the Muslim people are like.
I'm not talking about it. This is fucking facts. This is the reality, don't fucking bitch.
I'm not Muslim. I'm not Muslim.
I don't give a fuck who you are. Go to the fucking bottom. Don't fucking interrupt me when I'm talking, bitch. Okay? Anyways, so I don't care what you say, numbers, whatever the fuck. Go look it up. It's all out there for you to fucking see. If you're too lazy to go look it up, then I don't know what to fucking tell you.
Harry.
Okay? It's not like I'm making shit up out of my ass.
Harry.
This is the reality of what's going on.
Harry, point of order. This is AI. I just want to quote Robert F. Kennedy when he said, "Don't be mean, but tell people what you mean." And so if we could, I know you guys really want to have a big banger, but let's really not be mean. I want to quote El Normo, who always corrects me when I...
Yeah, thanks for coming.
You know what, I get it, because the frustration, like simply talking is not it no more, man. It's all about action, man. And I'm with it.
Simply talking doesn't work anymore. There's no dialogue with this.
Yeah, I'm sorry. There's only one language that these guys understand, you know what I mean? And that's iron fist type. Look what China's doing. Look what China's doing to these lot. And they listen, they don't try with China. You see them protesting about China?
Exactly, bro. 100%. 100% fact.
So they protest about Israel and all that stuff. They want to attack the weak countries, the countries that are politically correct. Like, this has damaged us. So I'm with it, bro. I ain't gonna lie, I'm with the dirt. I've got people who are on the dirt as well. We have to do what we have to do. But the problem is our government. This is what the problem is. We don't have the
UK government is fucked, man. Look at the thing. This is Allahu Akbar, Ramadan Mubarak. I'm like, who the fuck is this clown, man?
Yeah, he's a fool.
Let me tell you something actually. Look at the country of Iran, okay? Look at the history. Shah, which is the king of Iran at the time he was there, Muslim wanted more rights, so he gave them an inch. They asked for a mile. He gave them another inch. They asked for another mile, and then slowly they took over the country. And look at it now. They behead people on a daily basis. The government kills people all the time. People don't understand what this shit can do to their country. The Shah,
Okay, so
the king of Iran, gave them...
the other gentleman that's in the UK, is it Lakari?
Yeah, Lakari, man.
What's up, bro? So you're in the UK, Teddy's in the UK. Teddy is a Muslim, right? Reverted to Islam, and then you're against Islam. Do you feel that Islam infringes on your rights or impedes your lifestyle, or how does it affect you, and why are you upset about Islam?
Yeah, so I'll tell you what it is. Islam, they're very vocal now. They're very vocal in the sense that they want to dominate this country. They outrightly, openly say that the UK is going to become Muslim and Islam is going to enter every home. How does it affect our rights? Our freedom of speech is being attacked. We can't criticize Islam, otherwise we're branded as being called Islamophobes, right? So the critique of Islam, they're really trying to attack that, so we can't freely express how we feel about Islam, and also how it affects our society. We can't even freely celebrate, like we've got Christmas markets and things like that, and we know it's the season now. And then there's always a fear of a terrorist attack, right? There's always fear that, they're plotting something. We can't gather in mass no more because of these rogue terrorists who just want to attack people for no reason. Bring it to the attention of other Muslims. They simply say this has to do with Islam, kind of acting like for us, other terrorists from other states, right? And that makes it harder for us to identify what the real problem is, and that's Islam. We have to identify Islam is breeding these terrorists, and when we can get to that source and deal with it without moderate Muslims saying it's not Islam, then we can kind of deal with this situation better. So that's how it's affecting us here. We're tired of it.
No, I got a two-part follow-up because I agree with what you're saying. So do you believe like the people that are reverting or converting to Islam, they're either A, afraid because they don't want to be targeted, or B, maybe B, they found something in Islam that'll make their life better, and then C, they joined Islam to find peace and like love, you know what I mean? Or I spoke to Teddy in like length, and he said yeah, and he was honest. He said yes, there was people when he reverted. They came to him and right away tried to radicalize him and tried to give him like literature and tried to do those things, and he had to stay away from that shit, right? So I think that could be problematic. So I don't know if I said it too many like responses, but do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I get you. People convert to Islam for many different reasons. Like some of them find it, as like a brotherhood. Like I had my cousin, he converted to Islam whilst in prison. Why? Because he gets benefits in prison, he has extra time, and things of that nature. So people convert to it for various reasons. People see it as appealing because of the brotherhood, basically the protection that they have in prison, and other things. I mean, some people just get lied to that it's a religion of peace and stuff like that. But I'm not sure about Teddy's reason as to why he would convert to Islam, but I'm saying when you dig into the religion, you dig into the Hadiths, the Quran, it's very clear that it's a religion that comes to subjugate, and there's verses, man, upon verses about just killing unbelievers, and this is why you have radicals doing this, constantly, all the time, all over the world, man. Look at Nigeria, man. These people are just slaughtering Christians all the time, all over the world, man. It's disgusting. Look what happened at Sydney as well. A group of Jewish people just, celebrating Hanukkah. Look what happens. So yeah,
Beach.
Yeah, that's right. Well, this is my last statement. I mean, it's wild, bro. It's sickening. Yeah.
In Australia as well. On top of that, just recently.
Wait, speak about it, Phoenix.
Yeah.
You got the light, Phoenix.
Well, it was on 2C TV. They just reported another terrorist attack that just happened in Australia. I believe it was Melbourne this time. So,
what community did they attack? Did they attack like a different faith?
Nice dress. I like
I don't know much about the details. I just saw the headline. And also I saw it on what's their channel, Sky News, that they were reporting it. They have an Australian version of Sky News over there. And they just reported it, yes. And by the way, they found out also that the Brown University shooter was also shot at Allahu Akbar before killing 2 people.
Wow, you don't say.
Yeah. And by the way, just to bring another perspective on this, I come from the other spectrum, where I studied Islam. I went to Islamic University. I studied Islamic jurisprudence, and then I went to talk about all this nasty stuff. Why would I
I tell you that?
The sitting president,
You trying to expose me?
surrounded by secret service
How would that expose
agents,
you?
by the full power of the executive.
Because if I tell, because there's only one place.
Okay, we're not gonna touch them. Go ahead, Phoenix.
Yeah.
There's thousands of students in the university. How would we know which one?
Don't cave to the Muslims. Phoenix, you got it.
We're gonna take over your country and we're gonna marry your women and convert them. Do something about it. Allahu Akbar.
Yeah, good luck with that, bitch.
Allahu Akbar.
We're gonna convert them and marry them. This is the craziest.
Allahu Akbar. We're coming to your There's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, there's plenty you got plenty of guns here.
Allahu Akbar. We have more guns.
Allah is great.
You guys
come to
are
America?
pussies. You don't need to listen to God. You need to have a dick. You need to have balls, which you guys don't. The Western man does not have the balls.
Why is it for the last 700 years? Why is it for the last 700 years? White Christian men have been putting Muslim men's dick in the dirt. You fucking diaper heads, eat his dick.
We don't have the balls.
We're taking over your country. We're taking over. We're taking. Because your women want to fuck the harder.
Let's listen to this terrorist. Let's listen to
Excuse me. Excuse me. Can I ask you?
Let's listen to that terrorist talk. I want people to hear how these people think and how they talk.
Exactly.
How they are in our country. He's right.
We're gonna kill you. That's what they said.
But he's right. He's right. They are in our countries. They're in the UK. They're in Europe. And people think that this is these crazy motherfuckers.
Allow me to finish.
Maybe it will scare some fucking people when they actually hear the reality of what comes out of their mouth. So go ahead, Freddie. Tell us what you want to do.
Thank you so much for giving me this platform and the opportunity to speak.
We want to hear it. So that FBI can hear, Interpol can hear. Go ahead.
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
FBI, open your ears and listen to this.
We are.
We're gonna take over the West. We are going to deploy Sharia law in the West. There's gonna be cameras on your streets. Your women are gonna be in hijabs, and they're gonna be Muslims.
And
that's what's gonna happen. We're gonna ban.
Are you gonna kill the ones that don't work?
No more twerking.
No, I don't think he is.
Twerking.
I really don't think
he is. Low testosterone men, white men is what I mean. Be quiet. A colored ethnic man is speaking. So allow me to finish.
Okay, now he's trolling. Okay. There you go. That was enough. I really thought he was serious for a second.
So
go ahead, Steve Connors.
Since he brought up genitalia, you know, sometimes if you want to shut a person up, say that if they're going to go after you, tell them that you're going to go after their prostate, and then they'll shut up. Because there's a Quranic verse that says that do not insult their God unless they insult yours. So I'm just doing exactly what the Quran tells me to say. Is basically, you're going to go after me, and you're going to go after everybody else. I'm just going to pull out my sources of the Quran and the Sunnah, which is the hadiths and stuff, and just pretty much show you how degenerate your Allah and your Prophet is. I mean, for example, since you brought up genitalia, did you know that the Prophet actually got gangbanged in the middle of the desert with a bunch of Pakistani tribesmen? I mean, do you want to go there? We can actually show you the sources. So if you want to go down that route, we can do it as well. I have no issues with doing that.
That needs to be told to Teddy, because Teddy was the one making the homophobic shit earlier. So maybe we should talk to Teddy about that, because he seems like he's an Islam expert.
I can show you a lot of homophilia that Muhammad did. Some of the most, really, I'd say, okay, that's some gay stuff there, man. Like, seriously. Like, I can show you that. It's in your hadiths. I can show you that, and I can show you Prophet actually sexually engaging in male-to-male intercourse. So,
Teddy, do you have any rebuttal to that, Teddy? Nothing? You want to stay silent there? You're not going to defend your prophet? No one in here is going to defend their prophet. Insane. That's crazy. They act all loyal until somebody who actually knows about the hadiths comes in here, then they don't say a word.
Actually, to be honest, pedophilia is least of their problem. I can show the prophet doing some really weird gay stuff, man.
Oh my God, these Muslims are worse than Jews. I had no fucking idea.
Would you like me to share you one for the whole room so they can
Please do.
read themselves?
Please do.
All right, here we go.
What's wrong with being gay? Well, you're definitely not a Muslim if you just said that. What's wrong with being gay? But we're gonna move you down unless you don't shut the fuck up. So let's go ahead.
Definitely not a Muslim if I feel that way 100%.
Here it is. Here's Prince. You're triggered, Prince? What are you triggered about? Listen to this hadith. Let's listen to it. Let's listen to it.
PTR your rat looking face.
Let's listen to it, Prince. Your great religion.
Can you read my picture profile, please?
Great prophet.
Speaking, Harry, the guy who comes legend, God ordered them to even kill the animals, not just the dog.
Look how they deflect so hard, bro. It's so funny. Let's see. Can we read that, or should we have a Muslim read it for us? It would have been better if a Muslim read it for us. But the messenger sent for me on a cold morning, so I came to him, and he was under his quilt with one of his wives. So he let me under the quilt, and we became three.
By the way, do you know who's narrating that? Do you know who's narrating that? That is Abdullah bin Zubair's father. It's a dude.
Of course it's a dude. Of course.
I told you guys, Muslims are gay, bro. I'm telling you, they're all gay. It's a gay religion. They don't like women. They kill women. They put acid on their faces. And by the way, I just changed my religion and changed my profile picture as well to my religion. If you like my profile picture.
Oh my God. You'll probably get banned for that on here because they're very sensitive. So they'll probably report your picture, and you'll probably get banned.
So here's another idea. When Muhammad got zesty with a companion. Would you like to read it? It's on the side, Jeff.
Let's see. All right. Abdurrahman ibn Abu Layla, quoting Usad ibn Hudayar, a man of Ansar, said that while he was given to jesting and was talking to the people and making them laugh, the Prophet poked him under the ribs with a stick. He said, "Let me take retaliation." He said, "Take retaliation." He said, "You are wearing a shirt, but I am not." The Prophet then raised the shirt, and the man embraced him and began to kiss his side. Then he said, "This is what I wanted, Messenger of Allah."
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, it gets worse. Would you like to? I mean, you
Interesting.
could put a bouncing Wawa right at the end, and it would totally work.
Harry says you're so macho. Why are you always afraid of me? Why are you always putting me down? You are.
I didn't even move you down, by the way. I wanted to be up here. I suggest
you show this honorable room your face.
I want to see your.
I suggest you PTR the face behind that voice so everybody can see what you actually look like. And then what?
Why do you want to see what I look like? Every time you talk to me, see what I look like. You're right. You must be gay.
Hold on.
They must be gay, these guys. Boys, he really wants to see what I look like. He is gay guys.
Now you're muting that. Now the insecurities that you espouse here. You sound insecure.
Shut the fuck up. How about that? My God, you see how triggered they get? They're so triggered.
It's so fast, bro.
So fast, bro. And it's crazy, man. And he wants to see what I look like. I mean, honestly,
like I'm gonna jerk off to it.
He's literally vouching for these hadiths right now by showing us that they're actually all really gay. They want to see what men look like. It's crazy.
The war, let me tell you something, brother. The war you see here is not about flesh and bone. This is a spiritual war. This is a spiritual war, for sure. You know, because when you read Quran, Phoenix knows this stuff better, you know. And you read Quran, when you actually understand what this religion is about, it's a demonic cult. That's what it is.
Exactly.
It is. I've witnessed it too. I even witnessed it while, being in a court system of how they actually applied Sharia. And I tell you, there were some really disgusting, absolutely Put it this way: if the only reason why I believe there's a God right now after I left Islam is there has to be an equal and opposite reaction to whatever Islam is. Because that's the only reason why I believe it. Because it is. Your prophet is. For example, since you brought up genitalia, did you know there's no other word to say than demonic? I mean, yes, it's the only word that I can.
How long were you following like your faith before you decided to leave?
Well, I was following my faith until I actually I was running a coffee shop and I ran.
No, like 10 years, Phoenix, 20 years, like 5 years, like how long, bro?
I mean, I left about 7 years ago, so I was Muslim for 7 years ago. So
no, that's what I mean. Like, was it 10 years, 20 years, your whole life? Like,
Do you know you individually
until I was like 33, yeah.
Oh fuck! So like 33 years of your life, you were following your faith.
Yeah, but I studied very extensively about my religion the last 2 years before I left Islam. When I actually went to university, and also because my father was he used to be an Islamic judge, so I kind of had a business, and I didn't do pretty well with it. So the next thing was for me to take on my father's trade. And when I was studying at university, this are the stuff that I actually learned, and that's when I realized I need to get the hell out of here. So I didn't continue my studies. I only went there for 1 year, and then I left Islam when I came back to the United States. So yeah, it was some of the most heinous things that you could possibly imagine.
Wow. And what, it freaked you out? Like, what was it that pushed you to the edge of like saying no?
It wasn't the fact that whatever I read. Of course, some of the stuff that I read was absolutely just pure evil, like seriously. But I could block that out of my brain because I'll be very honest with you. I was the type of guy who I cared more about my family's honor than I cared about my religion. So I thought I'd just I just conform. But then you're put in a position where you're actually sitting behind a judge and you're in a courtroom, and then you get these cases, especially a case.
I don't give a fuck how it's divided. Just all crime is hate, and it's political. It won't work on me. Your hypnosis mind virus is fucking stupid. It doesn't work anymore. Your politics have been defeated. Donald Trump is the president. And Biden, who knows what the fuck she's doing? And fucking Dan Bongino's stepping down. The whole thing is everybody got away with
to make money because he had like eight other daughters. So for him, it was just making money. So he kind of, and of course, the child died on their wedding night.
Get Marcus
Aurelius' report, and I was absolutely shocked. I thought this man was going to go to jail for, flattening a child. No, apparently they were there not because they were actually, this man killed a child. It's because the farmer didn't have the money to give back the daughter because he already spent it. So he was there to get his money back. And I went to the judge and I said, Judge, are we not going to put this guy on trial for killing a child? That's right. They put me with the rich for it. They already signed their marriage contract, so there is no blood money required. It was called blood money. So I went into my room for 3 days.
Hold on, I hate to interrupt you, man. You're telling the truth, this actually fucking happened?
Having sex with a bunch of women.
No, so you're trying to tell me that they tried to consummate the marriage and he killed that little precious wife, 3 years old?
Yeah. So there's a hadith that actually says that when Aisha was basically taken to Muhammad, that he was also worried that she couldn't fit in or take the brunt of his force. So the parents actually said, "Don't worry, we'll fast her up. We'll keep her wearing dates, so she can take the brunt from you." And so that's exactly what they did. They chubbied her up, thinking that was a way to actually. Well, by the way, that's scientifically false. Like if you chubby a kid up and and then press more force, the bones will break even further. The bones are far more fragile if they're more fatter. So, and that's what happened.
Welcome to Lao Tzu's Tao Te Ching.
Because they put it on the contract, because the guy who married her said, I'm not sure that, your daughter can take it on my wedding night because I like to have sex with my wife on my wedding night. And the man, the father said, don't worry about it. My daughter, I'll fatten her up and I'll put on the contract. If she dies on your wedding night, then we'll give you your money back.
So this was the king of England.
The people that are talking shit because something that he says you're lying, you're making stuff up. Listen, I understand. I've been in many rooms with you before. You're a very knowledgeable guy. How do we have where we can submit some type of...
I can show you as long as you read this right now. There's a book that's in the courtroom that actually shows on what happens, not if you can have sex with a child, but how to have sex with a child. Would you like to go through that right now with me?
Yeah, what do you guys think in the room? If you can put a 1 in the chat if you want to go through that. Or if this is so disheartening, because it's pretty... No, the only reason why is because people would think that you're lying right now, but I have a big feeling that you're not.
I can show it to you right now, in front of everybody.
Everybody in the chat, put 1 in the chat if you want to hear this, or 2, like if you believe him, or 3 if you don't want to hear this, please. So they want to hear it.
All right, I'll show you this. So this is a Sharia book called Kitover. So just medical terms that we need to actually establish first. Do you know what a fistula is? Do you know what a fistula is?
No, somebody else I have to step away, but I'm listening. I got a ear pod on.
So a fistula is basically when the vagina and the anus turns into one because you've torn the that what separates between the two.
Oh, it's like a fissure, right? Is that also?
It's a fish. It's called fistula.
So it's a tear, basically, right?
Yeah, it's a massive tear that can cause bleeding. A person can die and can get infected really badly, especially in medieval times. And the worst part is that you can't hold your bowels together. Okay? So now that we understand that, let's read what the actual source says about how to engage in a sexual intercourse with a child. All right? Let me go here. All right. Let's do this. All right. So this is a book called Kitover by Maulana Ashraf Ali Tahanawi. This book, by the way, today is being used even to this very day for marriage and divorce. And there's a chapter in there that we'll read. Okay.
Fucking car. If the other person hears or thinks that that's triggering,
and read me the circle part. I just put it on the side chat for you.
The chat as well, saying, oh, it's rape.
Can somebody else do this? I'm not by my phone. Somebody else that's on the panel right now? Anybody come up and read this, please? I don't know if anybody wants to hand raise, but they can come up.
There are 7 keys to the Great Gate, being 1 and 1 and 8. First, let the body of thee be still, bound by the servants.
Not nobody.
Out your fucking...
He's basically now referring to me.
Yeah, we all know.
My question is, I don't know if you noticed that
Do you know I don't give a fuck how it's defined? Because all crime is hate and it's political. It won't work on me, Bima. Your hypnosis mind virus is fucking stupid. It doesn't work anymore. Your politics have been defeated.
Let's say the
Why does it matter? Why does it matter?
Because
You know what? Since he volunteered to speak in front of everybody, you can read Greggy's your place. So he's gonna. I'm not gonna read some of the Why not? Why not? In the chat right now, you can click on it. It'll tell you which of these are what part of the read, and then you can say, I'm sorry for calling you that. No, what I'm saying is that you listen for a second.
Findings that were out of your control.
I don't care what the word is saying. I don't care what the word is saying. The same thing they're saying in Torah. Have you read the Torah? I can read the Jewish guy. He can read the same thing what he's telling you. These are personally myself. I used to be a Muslim before. I'm not anymore. I don't have any religion. I don't give a damn about any of the religion. This religion is thousands of years ago.
These Muslims always say that I'm not Muslim, and they defend their face.
I'm sorry?
Please, you Muslims, when you are here in the clubhouse with non-Muslim people, you say that I'm not Muslim, and then you start defending Islam. You are
not.
And I am living in Iran. Listen to me. I am in Iran, and right now
I'm not in Iran. I don't say
Hold on, I'm gonna stop all this. So he's trying to derail what Phoenix was trying to do. All Phoenix was trying to do is present evidence, and you interrupted him. You didn't even allow the evidence to be presented. And then you screamed, he's lying. How? You didn't hear him present the evidence. Allow him to present the evidence. So please let him present the evidence, and then we can critique it.
Maybe drop him to the audience. This is ridiculous.
You guys are trying to create hate between the people. Why the fuck are you doing that? What's wrong?
Let's hear it. Come on.
Okay. Can you read it? Yaakov, he put a link in the chat. He's going to tell you which one.
The Reddit thread?
Yeah, so if you go to page 2 of that Reddit thread, and then you see a circle part. Do you see that circle part over there?
One? The second cause?
Yes. So if you go to second cause, and it starts with if a woman is underage.
Hold on 1 second. Sorry, I got out of it. Pushed the wrong button and read it. If a woman is underage, but not so small that one has intercourse with her, there is a fear of the vaginal tissues tearing to such an extent that the vagina and anus will virtually come together. Then by the insertion of the glands of the penis into her vagina, gushul, G-H-U-S-L, never heard of that word, will become fard, F-A-R-D, on the man.
That means compulsory.
If he has reached age of puberty. Parenthesis, however, if there is the aforementioned fear in a very minor girl, then mere insertion of the penis does not render gushul obligatory.
Did you get that? Did you catch that? So, there is, in case you tear her vagina apart and made her anus and one into a hole, you don't have to wash yourself afterwards, but if she's a non-minor girl, then you have to go wash yourself. As if that makes any difference. But regardless, it's showing you over here, right here, that you can tear the vagina of a little girl apart, and that's okay. That's disgusting. And there's a mechanism on how to have sex with a little girl. I mean, the next one tells you about if a eunuch has sex with any kind of girl. You can go ahead and read that if you want. It's pretty funny that they even have eunuchs mentioned here in the first place. But regardless, that part over there shows you that you can tear her apart. Like that's physically messed up. Physically messed up.
Does that have anything on Linux? I know that you said they have Unix.
Yeah, it's the next set paragraph. Go ahead.
Is Linux?
Yeah, it says if a person whose testicles have been cut off inserts his penis into the back part of anyone, or the vagina of a woman, anyone, meaning that even, by the way, over here, anyone, if you actually, there's another page that actually says The anyone part could also mean an animal too, not just a little girl. And also means washing will be fard, means compulsory on both of them if both are mature. Alternatively, it'll be fard on the one who is mature. So there you go. So if you're a eunuch, it even tells you how to have sex with other with animals and non-animals at the same time. You just have to wash yourself afterwards. Pretty disgusting stuff.
Gnarly.
And by the way, they use this book today, even today, in Islamic courtrooms. So just letting you know. Well, if you want to go to an Islamic source, we can go to right now. In 65 verse 4, it says you can marry, divorce, and have sex with prepubescent girls. We can go there right now if you want.
Could you talk more about the source of this? Like, you said it's jurisprudence. Excuse me, I didn't pronounce it.
Yeah. So this is a book that is pretty much when it comes to marriage and divorce and Islamic Sharia universities, they teach this. So this is one of the most famous books by Maulana Ash'ari Tahanawi, and he's a Hanafi school. And by the way, the vast majority of Muslims today are Hanafis. So letting you know that this is what the vast majority of Muslims believe in. So, and he's giving you details on procedures, because, everything in Islam is do's and don'ts. Like, they even tell you how to even go to the bathroom. You have to put your right foot first before you put your left foot, all that sort of crazy stuff. So it's giving, this is a very meticulous, 1 inch, 2 inch step that gives you on how to have sex with a little child, and what are the mechanisms if something goes wrong or not, and what you need to do in order to rectify it in some cases, I guess. That's the best word to use, even though it never rectified it to begin with. I mean, it doesn't matter if you wash yourself, you just tore her vagina apart.
Wait, are you saying rectified or rectified?
Rectified.
It was a joke.
Oh. Dark humor. Okay, I get it. Well.
Hey, BD, how'd you take over Amir's house? Just briefly. Or is this just like a fake one?
No. You gotta,
okay, that's fine.
A little bit of money and, yeah, we're good.
I felt amused. Sorry. Congratulations.
I just realized it. This is Amir's house. What the hell? How did you do that?
I don't think he wants to say, but kudos or whatever. It's just, it's fantastic.
By the way, Amir is one of the dumbest people I've ever met. Like, seriously. Like, full-on dumb.
Doesn't surprise me.
But can we at least admit that all religions have some dark things when it comes to children?
I'd like you to find it in Jainism if you can tell me.
No, I'm just saying, like, do we know of that?
Do we know of that?
Yeah, if you cherry pick the Talmud, you would come up with the same thing. But the problem is that I put a comment in the chat. The comment is you can't have sex with a 3-year-old. You can't marry a 3-year-old because there's another overriding statement in the Talmud, which I don't boil it down, which essentially says that a woman who is to be married has to understand completely the physical and emotional requirements of marriage, and clearly a 3-year-old does not meet that test. And that one page that everyone sort of like says, oh, Jews are having sex with 3-year-olds is a philosophical discussion of marriage contracts and stuff related to it. It means nothing. There's a lot of those kinds of back and forths, things that mean nothing to do, and they don't come to a decision because it's just this hypothetical situation. So they're like, but the problem is people cherry pick, and I think we have to be very careful when doing that in any religion. Is to ask the question: is there something that overrides that statement, And I would say the same thing to, where did he go? He left. The thing that he presented, is there something in Islamic jurisprudence that overrides that? Because, yeah, it sounds kind of damning, but is there something that says, no, that's not the case? I don't know the answer to that, I just raised the question.
The difference between Islam and other religions in other countries is that the Sharia law is practicing right now in Islamic countries. It is practicing. I am living in an Islamic country right now. In this country, we don't have the luxury of human rights. So they are doing it in daily basis. You cannot compare Islam with Christianity, which is in Europe. There is Christianity, there is Judaism, but they don't practice this. Maybe the evil things that the religion is stating. So the problem is Muslims, wherever they go, they want to practice the commands of Allah. So this makes the real problem here. I don't care what there is in the other religious books. Until they are not practiced, none of my business, like fairy tales. But the problem with Islam is that they are actively pursuing to practice their religion in their countries, also in other countries which they migrated in. So this is the most important problem with the Muslim people. And as an advice, I should urge you to be very careful about the policies that makes these Muslims migrate to your countries. You should not allow that. Our country is falling apart. Our lives is falling apart. And as a human being, I don't want to happen to any other country than any other nation.
Hello everybody, I hope everyone is doing well. I just surprised when parents say that the Islamic rules are not practicing in Islamic countries, but it's not true in my idea, according to my opinion. The complete and the whole law of Islam is not practicing in all countries, in all Islamic countries. I mean, see, if you look at the early ages of the emergence of Islam, you will notice something amazing, that at that time Islam was completely applied and practiced through in all over the Arabistan and the Middle East countries. So right now, in this 21st century, Islam is not completely practiced in at any country. I think that's my own. I'm living currently in a very, very famous country, which is Afghanistan. You might think about it as a dangerous country.
Which is my neighbor, our country.
Yeah.
So they are literally selling their children for, let's say, I remember that I had a conversation with an Afghan person. He told me that he bought a girl for 120 million tumors. It literally in this right now with the in dollar it makes, let's say, $1,200. $1,200
$1,200.
See, Kaya.
They are selling. They don't tell me lies, please. They are selling their children. Okay.
See, first of all, tell me which country are you living currently. Are you from Iran or some other country?
I am from Iran, and I'm living in this shithole country because of Muslims.
In Afghanistan, the fathers, they give their daughters to older men. They give their daughters to older men. I even saw this documentary, which was fully documented there by someone who had the guts to go in there. And this man gave his daughter to this older man, which the daughter ended up killing herself. They didn't want to go to that older man. Eventually, the father gave the body of the daughter to that older man, and they put makeup on her and they married her. This was I couldn't believe it if I heard it, but there was a documentary for it. And here is the reality of Islam. Let me finish. The reality of Islam is happening in Afghanistan, Pakistan, and all those Islamic countries. These things are real because in Islam, women are not valued. The testimony of two women equals to the testimony of one man. Women are not really considered much. There is no respect, there is no value, there is nothing for women in Islam. It's a religion of hate. It's a religion that doesn't honor women, and it's just insane. So don't tell me this stuff are not happening in Islamic countries. Islam is not being fully practiced. If it was fully practiced, it's a good religion. No, it's not. Any religion that promotes and practice marrying 3-year-olds, marrying 6-year-olds, anything related to pedophilia, right? These are not religion. These are satanic cults. They bring nothing but destruction. Besides all of this, if you really want to see the result of something, if you want to see if something is good, look at its pattern, look at its history. Islam has been around for 1400 years. For 1400 years, anywhere Islam has entered into, it has brought nothing but destruction, but chaos and murder. It brings nothing. You want to take over the world. Okay, you took over the world. What now? Everything is burning in ashes now. What else do you want? So don't tell me Islam is not being fully practiced or whatnot. So
See, just listen to me. I'm gonna tell you something. See, first of all, you can't judge a religion or an ideology by some specific events that happened in current years or maybe in the past several.
So we're talking about right now, Islam is an invasive political mind virus infecting the West, and it must be resisted and fought by all means possible. It is an infectious, parasitic political mind virus. It is a satanic cult taking over minds of innocent people who fall prey to their lies, an infectious, hypnotic, terroristic death cult.
Arabi, please do not insult anyone. See, music, AI.
Islam is a disease, bro. Listen, Islam is a mental illness.
That's why Hitler said, I kill him and I leave the other half to let the whole world why I kill them.
And what Hitler said, Islam is chaotic.
If you wanna have a good discussion to understand everything, then you have to be careful.
We understand everything, man. There's nothing more to understand. Islam needs to be banned everywhere. Islam needs to be gone. Islam needs to be gone. That's the conclusion. We don't need to think or discuss anything further. The conclusion is Islam is a religion of the satanic cult. It's not even a religion. It's a satanic cult. everywhere Islam has entered, it has caused chaos and murder and just putting people down to the ground. That's what it is, right? So now the conclusion is what I just said, and the solution is to completely wipe it out of the face of the earth. Islam needs to be gone. Bottom line, a religion that marries 3 years old, 6 years old. The prophet of that religion married a 6 years old. The prophet of the religion killed so many men, raped their women, just for the sake of Islam. That's not a religion. It comes from Satan. It needs to be defeated. I'm Christian. In the Bible it says, don't make peace with evil. Destroy it. Destroy evil. Don't make peace with it. We're not here to make peace. Trump is there. America's there. We're not here to make peace.
Sean, that's Islamophobic and bigoted and racist.
I don't give a fuck what you want to call it. Fuck Islam, okay?
I am probably an Islamophobe. Let me say this. Let me say something.
There is no such thing as Islamophobia, okay? There is no such thing as Islamophobia.
That's why. People like this guy, Islamophobic is not a right. You guys check, let the have them. It is not a right word. You guys have it is not a right phrase. Let me explain. Islamophobia is not the right and correct phrase because phobia is meant is considered unreasonable fear of something. Unreasonable fear of something. Exactly. Brain. Yeah. Reasonable fear of something. This is called phobia. Okay. Islam kills, rapes, murders, colonizes people, take away their rights, human rights, and these are actually horrible.
These are reasonable.
These are afraid of horrible things.
Exactly. These are reasons to be afraid of something. On the other hand, Kia, that's a great comment. Thanks for mentioning that. Yes, phobia means having unreasonable fear of something. Not wanting Islam because Islam destroys and kills everything. It's all the reason you need to not want it, first of all. Second of all, I want you Islamists, Muslims, open your ears really well. We are not afraid of you. I'm telling you, go read the history. The first crusade happened. Just listen. The first crusade happened because of you guys. And I'm telling you, get ready because another crusade is coming. We are not afraid of you. We are armed. We are ready. We have the most powerful military in the world to wipe Islam out forever. Okay? We are coming. You can get hurt. You can't try to lie. You can say whatever.
See, man.
Other take your shitty religion. Other take your shitty religion to your country. No, listen, I'm talking.
Guys, there's a massive club.
Take your shitty religion to Islamic countries. If you want Islam, stay in Islamic countries. If you want peace, freedom, justice, the Western world is offering that. If you don't like it, just stay in your Islamic countries. I'm sure very soon you'll wipe each other out anyways.
But don't come in my country. I don't want, if you want my guys to leave your country, you should leave my country ASAP.
I'm not in your fucking country. I'm not in your fucking country. I mean, I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what you're saying, accent, but...
Guys, don't believe the news. Believe me, I am the news.
Okay. Anyway, so we come there because innocent people are dying there. Okay. Okay. So, like I said, you guys don't like America. You don't like the Western world. You can't get the fuck out and go somewhere that they accept Islam. Here, we don't want it. We don't accept it, and we're gonna destroy it. Sharia law is banned in the States.
Point of order, point of order, moderator, point of order, moderator, point of order, moderator, point of order.
Listen, stop shouting. Israel, America have been fighting Islam for a long time. They have been fighting demons for a long time, okay? And they are powerful, and they have been fighting Islam. they will continue fighting it, and at the end you'll be defeated. Because you let me tell you something. You might think the thing is there are Muslims, okay, there are Muslims who actually they're trying to follow the good things, but they don't know, they don't have the education to understand Islam is a demonic cult, okay? So America, Israel, they fight for those good people. But the
basic question you have to ask is, what should the role of government be? The founders
taking over it, for making it political, those guys, they need to go.
person
Okay, and the rest,
at the wrong time who decides,
And then with a nuclear missile.
look at all your countries. The Western countries are bad. White is bad.
Did I hear you correctly, man? You want me to tell them to get a weapon?
How come they are so simple? All of them are simple. No, they're simple, man. Because they're in the fucking sand in the desert and
I just need to confirm one more time. Are you telling me to strike Moscow with a nuclear missile? And she responds, Madam President responds,
I gave you as a word order, soldier. If you refuse my command, I will relieve you of duty and appoint a new senior officer. Launch the attack now!
I don't know really well.
Don't be ignorant like that. Don't be like that.
Oh, you go by our calendar, not Islamic calendar?
Ignorant like that. Just be like smart guy.
I'm smart. I'm really smart.
You're not smart, man. You talk like that, you'll never be smart.
Afwan Habibi, Afwan Habibi. Point of order, gentlemen. We are not going anywhere with this conversation. We are circular. This is a waste of our time. Nothing new is being spoken. Arabi, please mute yourself for 10 minutes and be quiet. Be peace. Be still. No one wants to hear your bullshit anymore, Arabi. Be quiet and let Sean speak. He is speaking the truth. Be quiet. No one cares about your opinion, Arabi. Be quiet and let the Sean speak.
Thank you. So, yeah. Anyways, we don't need any more conclusion. We don't need any of this bullshit. We already know enough.
Leave our country, that's it.
We already know enough, okay? We already know. Leave your country.
We're gonna leave from here.
No, you guys need. You know what you guys need to do? You know what you guys need to do? You guys need to leave the earth because your religion is a disease for this planet.
Listen, I'll tell you something. All humanity knows this war in Gaza, Israeli cancer diseases in the world. All countries except America. You guys know this.
Habibi, you are making all or nothing statements. You are making all or nothing statements, Arabi. That is called cognitive distortion disorder, and you are wasting our time with your bullshit. You are citing all kinds of waste of time bullshit. I am sick of it. I am going to go to the gym, and I am going to read a book, and I am going to go make my life better instead of listening to you say your bullshit. Have a good day, sir. I am complete. This is a music AI.
Go do yourself a favor and those people around you. Go actually read about Islam, what Islam teaches, what Islam practices. It doesn't matter if you're born into it. You haven't learned it. You haven't learned it.
Don't teach me what I have to do with my religion.
Okay. You're born and hold on. You're born and raised Muslim, right? Answer one question. If you have a 3-year-old daughter, is it okay for me to marry your daughter?
No.
Okay, so in Islam that you say you are born Muslim, in your religion, it teaches how to marry a Muslim, how to marry a little 3-year-old girl, and how to sleep with her, and how to have sex with her.
Habibi, this is such a waste of time. It's like talking to a bag of rocks, a pile of bricks. Like talking to a brain-dead, autistic, Down syndrome person who can't actually speak English. This is not an ESL training room. This is such a waste of time. Why are we all listening to Arabi waste our time? I am complete.
Arabi, listen, it's okay, music. Yeah, it's okay. Listen, Arabic, same thing for me, man. So, You say, who is doing that? And there are people who are doing that. There are a lot of Muslim men, older Muslim men, in Afghanistan, in Pakistan, all those Islamic countries. They're marrying little girls. 9-year-old, 10-year-old, 11-year-old.
It's not my fault. I don't give a fuck about fault.
I didn't say it's your fault, brother. I'm saying, listen, I'm saying.
Don't waste your time anymore, Sean. I can't take listening to this bullshit. He's like a bag of rocks, a pile of bricks. He's got no intelligence, no information, no wisdom. He is here trying to figure out how to speak English, and he's wasting my time. I'm going to the gym. I'm going to read a book. I'm going to live my best life now instead of listening to Arabic. He is a low IQ Muslim. He believes in terrorism. He believes in non-stop racial and political division and conflict. He is a bullshit artist and wasting my time. I'm going to the gym and I'm going to work out and then go use the sauna and sit in the hot tub, and then I will maybe come back to speak with you after you have read a book and then you have done something with your life. This is a waste of my time. It is like talking to a bag of rocks. I am complete.
Okay, so anyways, you say that's not your problem that they do that or whatnot, right?
It's not my problem.
Okay, so let me finish. So the fact that Islam teaches these things, Islam in your book, yeah, bro, it's written. I'm not lying.
You are projecting Arabic, your lies into the room. Stop with your bullshit and be at peace and be still. You are wasting our time with your bullshit. Sean, you keep talking to him. Do not talk to him or Harry and Jay will kick you from the room just for talking to him. Do not talk to him anymore. You keep the circle of bullshit going. Stop what you're doing, Arabi and Sean. This is bullshit. Point of order to the moderators. Point of order to the moderators.
Anyways, listen. Yo, Arabi, listen. It's written. Everything I'm telling you, I'm not making out of my ass. It's written in Islamic documents that this is the way that it needs to be practiced.
Prove it for me. Prove.
Okay, so another question for you. Did you know that proof? Okay, proof. It's not proof, it's proof, first of all. But did you know your prophet, Muhammad, married a 6 years old, Aisha, and fucked her when she was 9?
Habibi, this is a waste of my time. I am going to the gym to go work out, and then I'm going to use the hot tub. Habibi, Arabi, and Sean, be at peace and be still. You are wasting my fucking time with your bullshit. This is not an argument. This is not a debate. This is a waste of my fucking time. Why don't you both go on mute and read a book for 10 minutes instead of wasting my fucking time?
Anyways, if you believe in a religion, then the prophet of the religion... That's not the only thing, yes, that's one of the if you're a decent person, how can you believe and follow a religion? Let me finish. We are still talking about the first one. If you're a decent person, why would you follow a religion that the prophet of that religion married a 6 years old? That's pedophilia. And if you follow that religion, well, guess what?
You're lying right now.
It's not that we want you. We don't want you in our countries. We don't want you in the earth.
I'm telling you.
Listen. It's not that. Listen, man. It's not only that we don't want you in our countries. We don't want you on the earth. Because your religion, your belief, your ideology is a disease.
You're going the fucking wrong way. Far away you go.
What are you saying?
You're going far away, brother. You're going a really deep ass way. Focus what you say.
I already said what I said. Your religion is a demonic cult. Allah is Satan. God of Islam is Satan. Okay? Of course you're going to die for it. All of you die for your religion. How would you die for your religion? Suicide bombing? You gonna blow yourself?
Habibi, I'm going to go to the gym. I can't listen to this bullshit anymore. I'm going to take the deepest breath of the day, hit my bands, and I'm going to forget that I ever heard this bullshit come out of your mouth. What a waste of my fucking time. I can't continue to listen to this bullshit uninterrupted without calling you stupid and low IQ and a waste of my fucking time. You suffer from brain rot. You came here with a brain rot, and you will leave here with a brain rot. No debate can fix your fucked up, stupid, low IQ brain. I am sick of listening to this bullshit. Moderator's point of order. Moderator's point of order. You know why I am here. You know why I am speaking, moderators. And you know why you keep letting these dumb low IQ assholes speak this bullshit on your stage? Because I have called the FBI. Amir's house is a room full of terrorists like Arabi. And this is some bullshit. Everyone in the audience needs to report Arabi for the shit he just said. He is a terrorist supporter, a terrorist promoter, and he is a dangerous human being. I have called the FBI and I have reported him to the authorities, and soon they will find out where he lives, and the police will kick in his door and drag him out by his ears. You should be ashamed of yourself, Arabi. You should be silenced, and you should be censored, and you should not speak anymore. I have called the legal authorities, and the FBI are coming to your house to arrest you now.
Please don't shout and talk very quietly so we can understand. You are just shouting for years.
Yeah, like you're just shouting music. There's no point to shout.
Wait, Sean had some logic and some reason.
Shout, shout, let it all out. The Muslims are terrorists about. Come on now. Let it all out. Shout, shout, let it all out. But don't blow up a bus and pout. Come on now.
Please be quiet.
I think music AI is Muslim because you know what?
Yes.
Daniel, are you here?
Yes.
Yeah. Interrupting the
Just answer the question.
So
He
we
asked you.
don't have the
He
time
asked
to
you
lodge your
why you messenger of God married
Right, Daniel?
married a 9-year-old.
Listen,
Wait, one second, just give me 1 second. Daniel?
Yes.
Hi, Daniel. Just want to make sure it's you.
Hi.
How are you?
Yes.
Daniel, can we confirm that you are still gay?
Oh, just stop talking enough and stop yelling. There's no need to be yelling.
Okay, carry on, Crazy's good.
Easy for you to say do not yell, but I can't continue listening to your bullshit, Sean, because you keep speaking to Arabi and you complete the circuit and the circle bullshit. And the more you speak, the more you think, the further from the truth we are gonna get. So tell Arabi to mute up and put him in the goo where he belongs.
Big boss go fight in Gaza, but I don't think so. You have pussy probably. You don't have no dick.
That is a projection. You are a pussy and you have no dick. You should go to Gaza and eat your own words, you bullshit artist.
My God.
The phone, that's why.
Listen.
I can't
Bottom line is that.
So where are you?
Your prophet married a 6 years old. You are a demonic cult, and that's it. We're gonna get rid of you. Bottom line. And the last thing, fuck Islam, okay?
Son, dick, I'll fuck your religion, you motherfucker.
Fuck Islam.
Fuck your religion, I'll fuck who the fuck you believe in. I knew I'm gonna fuck you, motherfucker.
Moderators, point of order. Point of order. Moderators, Afwan Habibi. Afwan Habibi. Point of order to the moderators.
The Muslim said that I die for my religion. The problem is you don't die for your religion. You kill for your religion. And you kill innocent people.
That's true. That's so true.
That is the problem. And you have no problem with it if you die for your religion. Go die for your religion.
fuck,
Make
it's
sure you
not
guys
fucking
chill
it's
for
not
real.
fucking liar.
Yeah, you guys kill, man. You guys murder. You know.
Stop fucking lying.
You are the angels of the demons. You're angels of the devil. You know. You worship Satan. Allah is Satan.
Cancer disease, man.
See how Islam started in Saudi Arabia. Your messenger of God, Muhammad, did robbery, kill people, get money, get people as a slave. Then you got the money, you came and attacked Iran more than 1,400 years ago, and you brought down such a beautiful civilization, and you took lots of slaves from Iran. You killed so many people, and you are still continuing that. You know, you don't stop killing.
That's
If somebody insults your religion, you kill him. If somebody criticizes your religion, that is the only people that kill. Yes.
He never kept a slave.
Yes. You sold them. You took them.
Habibi, do not waste our time with this bullshit. I cannot take listening to this bullshit anymore. This is a debate never going to end. We have to have a point of moderation. Please, moderators, guide us. Let us stick to the topic of the title, because Arabi has a motor mouth and he will never stop talking his bullshit.
Bahram, you can speak and you can just talk and let people answer for you. You just speak and nobody answers, it's not going to anywhere.
Listen, we don't need Islamists to teach us about Islam. We know what
Nobody's teaching you, brother. Nobody's teaching you anything. Nobody's teaching you anything.
The only thing we want is
you are a fuck.
We have seen enough of Islam. Fuck Islam.
Moving out of the land.
You will be
Get your ass out of our land.
Another crusade is coming.
What questions do you want asked?
Another crusade is coming.
I'll answer you. Ask the question, I'll answer.
All you terrorists will be gone.
You ask the question, I'll answer you, man. I'll answer you. You have the guts, ask the question.
I have the guts? You're funny, man. If I have the guts. Do you have kids? Do you have kids? Do you have a 6-year-old daughter? Can I marry your daughter who's 6 years old?
No, this is not respect. No. Don't mention.
Can I? Do you have a cousin that's 6 years old? Can I marry them?
You're right.
You don't like it. You like dicks? What? I know you like dicks.
Because your wife, she can't find Israeli real man to fuck her. That's why she go in Palestine.
I'm not Israeli, you fucking retard.
To let Palestinian guy to
But I support Israel though.
Because you find small dick, you motherfucker.
I support
Guys, this is getting a bit boring, all this like dick measuring. So we can move on.
It's boring for you, Daniel? Really?
He wants to cut the dicks. He likes the dicks. He collects dicks.
I beat your ass with this.
But he's right. It is boring because you guys suck at insulting each other.
I don't know, man.
I
was sitting
Arabi, how are you, Arabi? Listen, guys. Listen here. Arabi is not a smart guy. We're talking to somebody who's actually 6 years old brain. Yeah.
Not even 6 years old.
The end of the day, like you.
We're talking to somebody who has the mind of a 6-year-old.
If you have the courage, go for it.
Speak very slow to Arabi.
Eliminate you.
He doesn't get it, I know.
You have to speak very slow. Arabi, how are you doing today?
Arabi, read Quran. Quran will tell you that you must kill other people. Therefore, you realize that
Your Quran is are you a Muslim? Which Quran if you read
Listen, instead of all this Muslim doesn't talk. I want to know about his profile picture. I want to understand where's the flag with Hamas shooting at children? Where's this one at? Where's the Palestinian flag shooting at their own children? Where's this?
Yeah, they literally do that, man.
I don't understand.
Keep skip, man. Keep skip. You go all the way far.
What do you mean
I
far?
have something serious to talk about.
You guys have gone far, man. You Muslims
I
have
think
gone
this is
far.
the truth, Arabi. You just don't want to know
I
the
skipped
truth.
the road for. Just continue straight. We want to talk straight, motherfucker. Just don't be lying.
Hamas killing their own children and blaming
I'm
it.
speaking about they want talking about our prophets. And then you live.
Where the fuck you guys come from? From your prophet?
Fucking
No?
people go fight. I'm not
We are not speaking about the killing of children. Oh my God, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. Sean, you gotta take a life, man. You gotta get a life.
Go fight if you less than if
Go
you have
outside, you fall on some.
I have a life.
I
I go to war and I kill terrorists for living.
you see how everyone.
I'm a soldier. I kill terrorists. You hear me? You fucking
I
Muslim
put him in
terrorists.
the corner. He can't even talk now.
Okay? That's my life.
You
I
leave,
have
man.
a
Go
life.
fight there.
I do already. I don't need you to tell me, you fucker.
Yeah,
Arabi, why aren't you fighting there?
Why don't you
fight there, but what's happened to you?
Arabi, where are you from that you're so brave? Hold on, where are you from, Arabi, that you're so brave?
I'm not gonna give you my deal.
Guys,
You fight like
so
what are you here for?
you wanna fight the IDF? Come and fight the IDF.
Come
You
fight
guys
it.
are not fighting the IDF. You guys are not fighting the IDF.
You can't even talk, motherfucker, right now. You can't even talk.
They put
You guys
AK-47 on your asses.
against the IDF. You guys are cowards.
I put you in the corner, that's why.
This is what we're
Corner
going
in your own fucking little 16-year-old mind.
That's why you can't even talk, because I
and the rest are being arrested.
See? Yeah, I told them up.
We approve the trials. They will be fucked, all of them.
Well, gentlemen, point of order. This is music. I want to know whether or not we will have coexistence in our lifetimes, or is the brain rot so bad that nothing can stop the brain rotted out people from ever becoming peaceful? Because if you have very bad brain rot and you came to Clubhouse, you brought the brain rot. Do not expect anyone to leave a clown house without the brain rot, because they came here with the brain rot. I am complete.
I'm not fucking Indian, motherfucker. I'm fucking Palestinian. I'm not fucking Indian.
Indian. He's not Indian. He's Arab.
No, I'm fucking Palestinian. They tell the truth. And the whorehouse lady, she's next to you.
You don't even know where you're from. You're
The whorehouse lady, she was next to you.
Where are you from? Where are you from, Arabic?
I'm from your mom ass.
He's from
Listen, I got if I know.
He's from Ramallah.
I give you my
Ramallah. Ooh, you come from Muhammad's
I
bumhole.
was stuck with coward. That's why I'm not gonna give you my details.
Ramallah.
You understand?
Did you say he's fucking who? What? What?
If I talk with some real guy, I give him my address. But because I talk with
Go ahead, put your address right now. Go
I
ahead,
know
bitch.
you are a
Give us
pussy.
your
I'm
your
going
address.
to come meet me.
Come on, say it, say it.
What's your
I
address?
know you. I talk with coward.
Yes, that's why you can't say your
Because if
address.
I know I was
Don't
talking with
worry, you
him.
did your address. Idea
I
to
give him
come
my
put
full
the
address.
fucking guns up your ass.
Everything about me, but I know I'll talk with some coward piece of shit.
Yes, yes.
You were a coward piece of shit, you retard.
See?
Arabi lives in Texas, he told me. I remember.
Jewish is called.
Oh, Texas.
He's originally from Ramallah.
Ramallah, you live in Texas. Okay.
Beginning, if I was not to read
Don't worry, ICE is coming. If you're in the US, ICE is coming for you. Don't worry.
He's probably on the terrorist watch list.
Listen, if you have big balls, listen, I'm gonna give you someone else's. If you have big balls right now,
Oh, my balls are big, bro.
Too big for your
My
mouth.
name is Harry
listen,
Ballsack, bro.
if you carry big balls, I'm gonna give you someone else's. Just go meet him there.
Someone's address?
Yeah, I'm gonna let you to go see him.
I'll send my friends ICE. They will meet them.
Well, now listen, you see how we skip? Motherfuckers.
We bought new planes for you guys. You know that? We just bought 3 new planes for you guys. Listen, just stop talking shit, okay?
You want to know, you piece of shit.
We bought 3 new planes for you guys. Do you understand?
No, you mean you steal. You steal.
We bought 3 new planes for you, and we're gonna ship you back to your
Okay,
ship where you
just
came
one
from.
question. Just be like a man.